Okay. Now, is there anyone who can remind us of what we did last night? Not last night, but the night before last night. I mean, in our last session. So, do you remember what we did? Who can?
We
Yes,
We write sentence.
we wrote
complex,
sentences.
a kind of sentence, complex, compound,
Simple.
Okay, great. Now the question is, have you practiced this at home? Now, did you practice writing sentences at home?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, now this lesson builds on the previous lesson. So today, basically, I'm going to show you how you can write an effective introduction to your essays. Introduction is very important. It introduces your ideas, okay? And if your introduction is effective, so this means that you can proceed with, you know, the body paragraph and the conclusion. But the most important thing is how to write an effective introduction. Okay, so let's get started. Now, this is MSAT writing session number 2. And here, so today our main focus will be about how to produce an effective introduction, okay? Now, learning objectives. So there are 3 learning objectives that we need to achieve today. So number 1 is to understand the purpose and elements of a compelling essay introduction. Okay, now this is the purpose of the introduction and what we should include in the introduction to come up with a compelling essay. Now, learn effective techniques to engage readers and provide context in an essay introduction. Now, we need the context. I will talk about this, inshallah. And we're going to produce an effective introduction to an essay. Okay, so I'm not sure whether we can do, number 3 or not, but certainly. So if you haven't finished this, so you will have to do this as homework. And then next time when we meet, inshallah, so I will check. Okay, now reviewing past learning. What did we do last time? Okay, now this is a brief review test. To answer the question, you have 1 minute think time. So do not rush into the answers. Think before you give me any answer. So question number 1, there are 2 simple sentences. Select them. Now here I've given you 4 sentences. 2 of them are simple. So I'd like you to select them. Only the simple sentences. Okay, I have some students. Yeah, the code is here. The code here, so it is at the bottom of the screen. It is 9949456. I repeat, it is 9949456. Cool. Okay, great. Now, 18 of you have opted for sentence number 1. Tim and Pete have been friends for a long time. Okay, this is good. Here we have Tim and Pete. Now, this is the subject, and it's a compound subject, but we have only one verb, have been. Now, this is the verb. And this is a prepositional phrase. Okay, so it's a simple sentence. She will leave soon and she still has to pack. Well, this is a compound sentence. It's not a simple sentence. Now, she is the subject, will leave. Now, this is the clause number 1, subject and verb. And then we have she has, well, that's clause number 2. And they are joined by one of the 7 coordinated conjunction. This is a compound sentence. It's not a simple sentence. Simple sentences should have 1 subject and 1 verb only. And you need to count the clauses. It's very important. Simple sentences are referred to as single clause sentences. They have only one clause. This means they have only one subject and one verb. Now, in this sentence, there are two subjects and two verbs. Okay, I skipped this part as I didn't find it useful. Well, this is wrong. This is a complex sentence. We have two clauses. I skipped one clause. I didn't find another clause, and they are joined by a subordinated conjunction. In this case, it's as, which means because. Now, this is a complex. Now, the green one, the class did not say anything about the poem. Well, this is a simple sentence. The class is the subject and did not say, well, that's the verb, and that's it. Mawadda, great. Now, there is one compound sentence. There's only one. Here I missed the verb to be. There is. Okay, one compound sentence, choose it. There's only one compound sentence only. I'll just remind you of the rule, guys. So compound sentences, they must have two or more independent clauses, and they are joined by, one of the 7 coordinated conjunctions or a semicolon. Okay. Yeah, 19 of you have got it right, which is really cool. Okay. Now, Sarah will try new things. While this is what we call the independent clause. And this one, she will stay the same. This is independent clause, or we have two independent clauses, and they are joined by a coordinated conjunction, or in this case, and that's it. Okay, so for the red one,
أستاذ
yes,
أنا فكرتها كومبلكس فاخترت الأزرق.
no, complex, we don't have or, I told you. So you need to learn.
لا عم بحكي على اللون الأزرق. أنا فكرت مكتوب complex sentence فاخترت الأزرق.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, it's compound. This is why you need to read the question, because understanding the question is part of the exam.
blue is complex.
No,
Blue,
yeah, the
complex.
blue is complex. I told you complex
Because
sentences.
there is who.
Yes. So what can we find in a complex sentence? So you must find two clauses. That's number one. And these two clauses can be joined by either subordinated conjunction, like because, although, if, whatever, or by, this is a relative pronoun, like who, that, which, whom, whose, okay, relative pronouns. Or we can have noun clause connectors, like, for example, when, where, that, okay? So this is, okay, I don't know. Okay, great. Cool. We move on. Okay. Mawad, the way to go. Great. Okay, next. So this is a double point question, and you have to select multiple answers. Now, there are 3 complex sentences. Can you pick them out? 3 complex sentences. I've given you 1 minute and a half to think. Guys, I've given you all this time so that you can think, okay? So 1 minute and a half. You should read the sentences carefully. You should count the number of clauses. You should look for subordinated conjunctions. That's what you need to do. Yeah, I will explain it now, okay? I will explain it now. Okay. Now, although the poem is long, it is not complicated. Now, one of you guys asked me about the complex sentence and if I can explain what a complex sentence is. Okay, now, a complex sentence, it should have two or more clauses. Now, a clause in English is a subject and a verb. If you look at the red sentence here, the poem, well, that's the subject, al-fa'il, is the verb. Now that's what you call a clause. This is one clause. Subject verb is one clause. And then we have another clause. It is subject verb. Is, okay, here we have clause number 2. So in a complex sentence, you need to have, or you must have at least two clauses. And these two clauses must be joined by a subordinating conjunction. So that's what we call a connector. This is what you call a complex sentence. Now, a compound sentence is a sentence that is made up of two independent clauses. Now, independent means they can stand alone, and they must be joined either by a coordinated conjunction. So one of the fun boys, I will repeat them: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Okay. So if you did not attend last session, you can go back to Moodle and you will find a PowerPoint of the lecture. So you can go through it and you will understand that the three types of sentences that we have studied. Okay. Now the sentence in the red box is complex. What you did today should not happen again. This is a complex sentence. So here we have, this is what you call what you did today, okay? And this is the noun clause. So we have you did, subject verb, and you have should not well happen. Well, this is the verb. And the subject of should not happen is what you did today, which is the noun clause. This is a complex sentence. And the third one, I don't know why he left the party early. Now, this is a complex sentence. I, subject, don't know is the verb. He left, subject, verb. Why is the connector here, which is a noun clause connector. Now, the yellow one, no, it's wrong. Look, there's only one subject and one verb. I is the subject and put on, that's it. This is the verb. My red winner, well, that's an object. A jacket, winter jacket, and homemade mittens. Well, this is another object. And left, this is a compound. This sentence is a simple sentence with a compound verb. I put and left. That's it. This is a simple sentence. It's not complex. 19 of you guys have answered the question incorrectly.
مستر
Yes, sir.
اللي في الازرق ما فهمت البلو وان ما فهمت
Which blue one? Now I have, because I cannot go back. I cannot go back now, okay? So you should stop me. Okay, this question is a double score question, and you need to select more than one answer. Mary ran fast. Okay, she couldn't catch John. Now here there are three options to correct the sentence. Speak them out. So this sentence is wrong. Mary ran fast. She couldn't catch John. There are three mistakes. There's one mistake, and you need to fix it. We can fix it in three ways. There are three ways to fix this mistake. Pick them out. Yeah, Silva. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Silva, you're right. Okay, good. So only nine of you guys have answered the question incorrectly. That's not a big issue. You're 45. Okay, now this sentence, Mary ran fast. She couldn't catch John. I told you that these are two sentences and they are not connected. Now, we call this a run-on, or we can call it a fused sentence. Okay, so because here we have Mary ran, subject verb. She couldn't catch John, subject verb, and there's no connector. And this is a mistake, in English. Now here we can never connect. Now the red box is wrong. Why? Because here we used however, and however cannot connect to clauses. I have already told you this because it's a conjunctive adverb. Conjunctive adverbs cannot connect clauses. They cannot do this. What do? They only explain the relationship between clause number one and clause number two. That's what they do. Now, if you want to connect this sentence, so this is wrong. But is a coordinated conjunction, and it can connect two clauses, and the ending result will be a compound sentence. Now, this is a compound sentence. Alternatively, we can use a semicolon to connect the two clauses. Here we can use a semicolon, and this is a compound sentence. Or we can use a semicolon with however, okay, to connect them. Now this one, no, we can never use conjunctive adverbs to connect sentences. I have already given you a list of conjunctive adverbs, and you can find them on Moodle there. Is there any question before I move on to the other slide? Because if I move forward, I cannot go backward. No. Great. Nurhan, excellent. Now, even though she prepared well and exuded steadfast confidence, now this is an example of even though she prepared well and exuded steadfast confidence. This is an example of what? A complex sentence, an independent clause, a fragment, a fused sentence.
Even so, she prepared well and exuded
steadfast confidence. What about it?
Fragment.
Don't care about the meaning. Care only about verbs and connectors. That's it. The meaning here is not important because we're dealing with grammar, not vocab. While to exude steadfast confidence, it means to show confidence. A high confidence. يعني ثقة كبيرة in Arabic. Now that's not a complex sentence. 11 of you guys. Even though she prepared well and exuded steadfast confidence, now this is only one clause. It can never be a sentence. Okay, even though, although she prepared
fragment.
It's a fragment. Now, what is a fragment? It is a part of a sentence that needs another clause to be completed. This is what you call a fragment. It is not a sentence because here the thought is not complete. There is no okay, even though she prepared well. Even though she prepared well. Okay, so what happened? Okay, the sentence is incomplete. So this is why we need another clause, which is
what the meaning of a fragment?
I told you, a fragment is a part of a sentence. It is like a clause. Is it clear? But it cannot stand alone.
Now, يعني بالعربي؟
ما بعرف. I am an English teacher, okay, so I don't know Arabic. I think they call it لحظة. I think they call it شبه جملة ممكن شبه جملة. ما بعرف. I'm not sure, guys. And I don't like to say things that I'm not sure of. I do not specialize in Arabic. I do not, but in English, I can explain. A fragment is a part of a sentence, and we need another part. We need another part so that the meaning can be complete. Now, this is in English.
Ustaz, a fragment can be considered as a dependent sentence,
Excellent.
right?
Yes. So the fragment could be a dependent clause. It could be like this. Yes. Now, a fragment is a part of a sentence, okay, and it needs another part. It needs another clause so that the meaning can be complete. Otherwise, we call this a fragment. Now, when you're writing, I have seen or I have come across, many fragments. They start the sentence with although, and then they put a full stop. That's not a sentence, that's a fragment. So beware of this. Okay, so only one student only answer this question. This is not a sentence, guys. Look, sentence, and it is not independent because we have the subordinated conjunctions. I really don't know whether you are thinking or not. You need to think. Okay, so before you answer the question.
You mean fragment يعني not complete not
Yeah, it's an incomplete sentence. Okay.
incomplete. Okay.
Okay. Now, Khalifa didn't attend the lecture. Now, there are two ways to complete this sentence. Now, we can consider this one. We can consider it a fragment. Okay. So there are two ways to complete the sentence. How can we complete the sentence? Choose some alternatives.
He had the flu because he had the flu, or he had.
No, please don't talk aloud because you are disturbing your friends. Abrar, no. I will not tell you your answers, but no. Soga, you have one mistake. Yeah, I think, I don't know what you think. I think Soga, the same person. Okay. Now, actually, here we have an independent clause. Independent. Khalifa didn't attend the lecture. We can stop here. The meaning is complete. Okay, now I asked you to complete the sentence and I've given you two ways. We can never choose this one. The red one is wrong, guys. قسم بالله بتجيبوا لي جلطة. You can never. شوف, Khalifa didn't attend the lecture.
اسمع
Khalifa didn't attend the lecture.
your sound not clear.
My sound is not clear? Guys, can you hear me?
Clear, Mr. We can hear.
Yes, your sound is clear.
Yeah,
Yes, clear.
I think you have a problem with your laptop. Okay. Now, Khalifa didn't attend the lecture. Now, this is an independent clause. He had the flu. Independent clause. I told you, we can never. أعيدها بالعربي. ما نستطيع. لا يمكن. أقول حرام. ما بيصير. We can never connect two independent clauses using a comma. A comma can never connect two clauses. Never. So this is wrong. This is what you call a comma splice. Comma splice. And don't ask me about the meaning of comma splice in Arabic because I don't know. Now, a comma splice is when the comma connects two clauses, and this is a mistake. Okay, now if we go to number two, yes, so it's correct. Khalifa didn't attend the lecture. Why? We need a reason. Now, for, it means because. We have a comma, for, which is a coordinated conjunction. He had the flu. Well, this is another independent clause, but they are connected by one of the 7 coordinated conjunctions, for. This is okay. Only 10 of you got this. Because, the same thing. Because here, for means because. But here, what will we do? We will simply remove the comma because we don't need it. Okay, we don't need it before because. Do not put comma before because. Okay, now this is the independent clause, and because he had the flu, well, that's the dependent, and this is a complex sentence. Now, but he had the flu, this doesn't make sense. Okay, now Khalifa didn't attend, but he had the flu. This makes no sense. It means when he has the flu, he will attend. This is wrong. The meaning is wrong.
Look, teacher, the red one, why it's wrong?
I cannot remember the red one. You should have stopped me before I moved.
I will tell you. There is you told no independent to independent we cannot connect it by comma.
Yeah,
Can you tell me يعني why?
because this is the rule in English. There is nothing like
rule.
why. Is it a rule? It
Okay.
is a rule in English. We can never connect two independent clauses by a comma, but we can connect them by a semicolon. Is it clear? Instead of the
Semicolon.
semicolon. فاصل المنقوطة.
أيوة.
Instead of the comma, you put a semicolon. It will be correct. Is it clear?
Yeah, sure.
We cannot say why. These are rules. Okay, these are rules.
Okay.
Now, for example, if you I don't know, if there is a red light, you must stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the policeman, for example, gives you a ticket, okay, so you tell him, why did you give me a ticket? So he will tell you, well, yes, so
because
it's a rule. We need to
mistake.
respect the rules. That's it. Okay, so this is a rule in writing. There is nothing like why. Well, it's a rule. Okay. Now, many students complained that the test was difficult. And we have here a blank. A lot of them managed to score a full mark. You need to have a look at the relation between clause number 1 and clause number 2. And you need to decide on the best, either conjunctive adverb or here we have conjunctive adverbs and we have subordinated conjunctions to complete the sentence. Yeah, okay. Yeah, very good. I think I have 2 students who have answered me in the chat box and their answer was correct. Yeah, however, okay. Now, here we have a contrast. Tadad. Many students complain. Oh, yes, sir.
Can we use however in complete thought or no?
My dear son, I will call you my son. Okay, now look. For however, we never use it to connect clauses. We never use however to connect clauses. Okay? Now the clauses are connected by this one. Can you see the semicolon here? Can you see the semicolon?
Yes.
Okay. Now the clause is connected by the semicolon. Now when you have a semicolon, now this is a connector. هذا رابط. Semicolon is a connector. So if you look at the words here, we have although. We should never use it because although is a connector. So if you use although, what does this mean? You will have a double connector in the sentence. And this is a mistake. You should have only one connector. If you have 2 clauses, we only need one connector. Now this is why although is wrong, because it's a connector. We can use it after a comma or without a comma, but never with these ones. Okay. However, we can never use however to connect sentences. Now, I will ask you, the one who asked me the question. Now, if we don't put anything here in the blank, is the sentence correct?
If no comma, it's correct. If no comma, we can use however. We can use although.
What's your name?
أبرار.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. أحسنت. زميلتي يوم قالت if there is no comma here, we can, the sentence is correct. Okay. Now here the sentence is already connected. It is connected by the semicolon. Well, and this is a compound sentence. Now the question is, why should we use however? However, here, when you use it, you will show the reader, the person who is going to read your sentence. Because guys, this is what you need to understand. You're not writing for yourselves. You are writing for an examiner. Okay? Now, if you want the examiner to understand your ideas, so you can use however, but after the semicolon. Now, the examiner will understand the relationship between clause number 1 and the clause number 2. Now, if there's no however here, there's no however, the sentence is still correct. Okay? Providing that there is no comma. Of course, I will delete this one. So it's correct. It's a compound sentence. But the relationship might not be very clear. Now, we use however in order to draw the attention of the examiner to the fact that, well, here, so my sentence is built on a contrast. That's it. Okay? But however can never. Yes, sir.
However, يعني never join too close.
Never. Only if there is a semicolon. If there is no semicolon, however can never fit. Never. واضح؟
although بعد نفس الشيء.
لا. I said although. Okay. We can say many students complained that the test was difficult, although a lot of them managed to. But the problem here with although is that we have a semicolon because this is the connector. I cannot remove this one. If you remove this one, you can use although, no problem. Because here the sentence is already connected. Okay, the two clauses are already connected. We don't need a connector. It is connected by the semicolon. Although is a connector. If you use although, what will happen? You will have two connectors. You will have the semicolon, which is a connector, and you will have although, another connector. And the rule says you can never use two connectors to join two clauses. It must be only one connector. Is it clear?
clear.
Okay, cool. Okay, now Sabna, very good. Now here I have a sentence. Now this is the sentence, guys. Students can not leave the school until the bell rings. How many mistakes are there in the sentence? شوفوا, I have given you 1 minute and a half. أعطيتكم دقيقة ونص. Think carefully.
Ring. Since cannot leave. Like therefore
I will have to mute you guys because you're making a lot of noise. You need to count the mistakes, guys. Read the sentence carefully. So we have mistakes of capitalization, punctuation, spelling, and grammar mistakes. Okay, all sorts of mistakes. Now this will teach you how you can proofread your essay before submitting it. It's very important that you go through this stage, guys. Proofreading your essays. Try to fix the mistakes before you submit. وديمة ما شاء الله عليك. Yeah, actually there are 5 mistakes. Wadima is one of them, and that's what I read. 17 students have answered the question only. Okay, now look at this one. So here we have students cannot leave the school until the bell rings. Now, students, there is a mistake. What is it?
Capital letter.
Very good, excellent. This is capitalization. We should always start our sentence with a capital letter. Very good. And cannot, that's a mistake.
it should be connected.
Now, cannot here, it should be one word, guys. One word. So
Can't.
C-A, yes, C-A-N-N-O-T. Now, we can never write cannot this way. This is wrong. Okay, it is one word. Cannot leave the school until, there's a problem. What is it?
Double N.
Double L. Very good. There must be only one L. Until the bell ring.
Full stop.
No, until the bell rings.
stop.
غلط. Until the
Until
bell
the bell rings.
rings.
Right.
Very good. Now
And then
this
a
is
full stop.
yeah, this is the simple present. Until the bell rings and then full stop. Now there are 5 mistakes. So I don't know. 17 of you guys have got them, which is really good.
Why cannot why
Ask your question. I didn't get you.
cannot ليش ما لازم يعني لازم أخليها مختصرة ولا
No, I didn't say this. I said cannot, one word. One word. There is no space between them.
must
Is it? Huh?
must
What do you mean by must?
must إنها تكون يعني
Yeah, it's
كلمة واحدة
it's a must. It's a must. We never write cannot, never. So it must be one word, only one word. Cannot. CANNOT. Okay, cannot. It doesn't exist in English. Yeah, cannot. Haneen has written the word cannot. It must be like this. So CANNOT.
but in writing we do not يعني ما نختصر في الرايتنج صح؟
No,
يعني
never.
مثلا
Now we will talk about these things, okay? But never. Okay, we will talk about them, not now. Okay, but here this is a very simple mistake that students make. Cannot. Okay, they write 2 words. It's only 1 word. Now here you need to put the phrases in the right order to make a complex sentence. Put them in the right order to make a complex sentence. Maldives. Yeah, so very good. There are students who are really fast at typing, which is good. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, now the correct order is 23 of you have got this correct. Okay, that's fine. John gave the plant to Amy because he was going on vacation to the Maldives. Now, this is a complex sentence. So John gave, well, that's one clause, clause number 1. The plant, this is an object to Amy, well, that's a prepositional phrase because is the subordinated conjunction. He was going, well, that's the, he was going, this is the verb, and this is, sorry, this is the subject, this is the verb, but that's a clause number 2. To the Maldives is a prepositional phrase. Okay, great. Sab, now way to go. Now type the answer. Chris says he has the team shirt. I've never seen him wear it. Now, there is one word missing. Now, what do you think? It is a conjunction because here we have 2 clauses. Chris says, well, that he has the team shirt. I've never seen him wear the shirt. So we need a conjunction to combine or to join the 2 clauses together. No, we cannot say, Rafif, we cannot say this because there is no comma. There is no comma. So think of another word we can use without a comma. Actually, there are 3 words that we can use, guys. 3 of them. First of all, we need to understand the sentence, and then you think of the words. Yeah, Fatima wrong. Oh my God, Sadna wrong. This is very easy, guys. Ahsant Hanin, very good. My goodness. We have all types of conjunctions here. There are only three of them, guys. So we can say although, we can say though, we can say even though, or even if. Okay? So here, because this sentence is based on a contrast. Now, Chris says that he has the team shirt, although I've never seen him wear it. We cannot use but here simply because we don't have a comma. We don't have a comma. And I told you that we use a comma before coordinated conjunctions. Okay, so here we need to use a subordinated conjunction. It could be although, though, even though, or even if, one of them. So I'm not going to review the answers. Okay, next. Now, true or false? Always make sure you use a wide range of sentence forms in your essay. Is this true or false? It means you need to use simple, compound, complex sentences. So this is what is meant by a wide range of sentence forms, not only simple sentences. And you have to use them accurately. So pay attention to spelling, pay attention to punctuation, pay attention to grammar, everything. Yeah, Surah, good. Hanin, good. H00467525, good. My goodness, we have 5 students who said, well, it's incorrect. False. Now, if you don't use a wide range of sentence forms in your essay, those who said false, now what score do you think you will get? You will get nothing. Okay. Now, this is why we are studying, you know, the types of sentences: simple, compound, complex, compound, complex. I want you to use them. Now, my essay should include what? 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections. Now we're going to study, okay, the essay sections. Now, after we have studied the sentences, now we will move on to study now the essay section. Hopefully, every one of you guys can produce simple, compound, complex sentences. It's very important.
4 sections.
4 sections. I don't know. You choose
No.
what you think is correct. Hiba, yes. And Khawla, yes. And I don't know. So I cannot read all the names, guys. Now, those who said 4, you're aiming too high. My goodness, we still have students who don't even know the number of sections in their essays. Okay. Now, 8 of you guys said, well, this is quite, 50% of those who said, 3 sections. Actually, there are only three sections. So who can tell me what they are? What are
Introduction.
Introduction, body, conclusion.
Very good, excellent. Yeah, so we have introduction, we have body, and we have conclusion. Now, these are the 3 sections. Now, here in the body section, you may have 2 or 3 paragraphs, but still, this is only 1 section, which is called the body of your essay. But we don't have 4 sections. It's only introduction, body, and conclusion. And as I said, the body section, it may include 2 or 3 paragraphs, but still, it's the body. Okay, good. Now, drop the pin. How confident do you feel about answering the questions? Now, the questions that I've given you guys. So drop the pin onto the area you think you fit into. So if you answered most of the questions, okay, so correctly, and maybe if you answered wrongly, but you still understand, okay, you should fit here. if you still have little problems, so some questions to ask, maybe a little more practice, so you should fit in the middle. And if you really didn't understand anything and you answered all the questions incorrectly, probably you may fit here. And as I told you before, this is not for you guys, this is for me. Okay, I will know the number of students who need more help. So this is why I'm doing these review exercises, so that you can learn. If you still have, you know, knowledge gaps, so we can bridge those gaps by these exercises. Okay, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. So most of you now, I think you fit in the green box, which is really cool. And yes, so maybe 50-50. Okay, alhamdulillah, there is no one who understands nothing. Okay, now you need to roll up your sleeves. شمر على سواعدك. So because we're going to start writing. Now, writing the introduction of an essay. Now, I have already said that there are 3 sections. Now, we have the introduction, we have the body, and we have the conclusion. The introduction is very important in the sense that it is the first contact. Now, the examiner, okay, now the first thing he will have a look at is your introduction. Now, if your introduction is effective, okay, so you are highly likely to have a good mark. Yes. But if your introduction is not okay, I don't think you will get a bit, because actually you don't know what you're doing, because the introduction is what you call the roadmap. The examiner will understand everything from the introduction, what you're going to talk about, how you're going to develop your ideas. Everything is the introduction, your opinion, everything is there. So this is why crafting a good introduction will ensure you a high score. Okay, so today, inshallah, we're going to focus only on how to write an effective introduction. Okay.
We can
yes,
use in complex sentence. We can use the subordinating conjunctions, all of them
in a complex sentence.
in a complex.
Yes, you can use what?
Yes.
The subordinated conjunction, all of them? You mean in one sentence?
No, even no. I mean, even if مثلا although.
Yes, in a complex sentence you can use
Like
although. Yeah, although, because, before, after, even though, even if, who. Okay, now these are the things you can use to make or to write a complex sentence. Okay, now what are we going to do, guys? Now this is very important. We are going to assess, assess, نقيم, to evaluate sample introductions. Okay, you will be presented with a writing prompt. So I will give you the question, the writing prompt, along with the 3 sample introductions and 3 introductions, okay, about this prompt. Now your task is to evaluate, قيمهم, and rank the introductions based on their quality, arranging them from the most effective to the least effective. Now, this is very important. What are you going to do now? You're not going to be a writer, but you will be an examiner. And you will be looking into the introductions and you try to evaluate them. Well, this is a good introduction because, this is a bad introduction because. Now, if you can see this is what you call assessment. Assessment has always been dominated by teachers. Now it's high time, okay, you got used to, assessing these introductions. Look at your writing from the perspective of the examiner, but not from the perspective of the student. The problem with the student is that you think that you're writing for yourself. Okay, so you cannot see what is good and what's bad. But if you can turn, you shift roles. Instead of a student, you will become a teacher. And I will show you how you can assess the introduction. Now, if you can assess them accurately, it means that when you write your introduction, you stop and then you shift roles. Instead of being a student, you will be the examiner. Read your introduction, and if it meets certain criteria, okay, now I will say, well, this is an effective introduction. If it doesn't meet some criteria, would say, no, I need to change this part. I need to include something. That's what you need to do, guys, okay? So let's get started. This is the prompt, the writing prompt. Is there anyone who would volunteer to read it? Who would like to? Yes, go ahead.
Which subject did you like the most in your last year in the school? What made you pick the particular subject?
Very good. Now, this is a question in the AMSAT exam. So maybe next time when you sit for the exam, you will have the same question. Okay, so all the questions here, so they are from the past papers of AMSAT. This is a good practice. You may, if you are lucky, you will have the same subject. Now, the prompt says, which subject did you like the most in your last year in school? What made you pick that particular subject? Why did you choose it? Why are you talking to me about it? Okay, now remember, this is a subject you like the most when exactly in your last year in school. For example, I think last year is grade 12. So what subject did you like the most? And tell me why. Now this is the topic. Is it clear, the topic?
Yes.
Okay. Now the first thing I need to do, guys, so when you have a writing prompt, so you have to read it slowly and you need to understand. Now, because if you read it quickly, you may not understand the prompt. So here we're talking about the last subject, or sorry, the subject that you liked the most when exactly in grade 12, but not in grade 11. If you wrote about the subject that you liked in when you were in primary school, no, this is wrong. It is off point. This is not the question. The question says your last year in school. Okay, so grade 12, and you have to be very clear, very clear. And here I need to answer some questions. What made you pick? Why did you choose? Why do you want to talk to me about the subject? Why? You have to come up with what? You need to write what exactly?
Reason.
Yeah, very good, excellent. How many questions do I have to answer here? How many questions?
2 questions.
Ahsan, very good. This is what you need to understand. Now, the answer to these questions should be provided in the introduction. I repeat, the answer to these questions should be written in the introduction. أعيد الإجابات على هذا السؤال لازم تكون في المقدمة. إن شاء الله نكون واضح. أنا I told you the يعني in Arabic. Okay, so ما أكثر من هيك. Okay, so if you really want to have a high score, you need to answer the questions or to briefly answer them. You know, briefly in a concise way. بطريقة مقتضبة. The answer should be there in the introduction. Okay, now I will show you some introductions, and you should tell me whether the introduction is good or bad. Now, this is number 1. I will read it. It is undeniable that school subjects hold significant importance for every student. It is known for a fact that the students do not share the same opinion when it comes to their favorite subject at school. In this essay, I'm going to talk about my favorite school subject and explain why I like it the most. Now, this is one sample introduction. I would like you to take a screenshot of it. Okay, take a screenshot of it because later on I will ask you some questions.
Mister, I don't understand the last page.
What do you mean by the last page?
The first.
You mean sentence?
Yes.
Okay, the first sentence. It is undeniable. It means we cannot deny.
لا 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 الصفحة اللي قبل هذه.
اللي قبلها, this is what you should do. So you have to read this introduction and tell me whether it is effective, فعالة يعني good or not. بس هذا السؤال. So
It's
I have
not good because it's not answering the question.
Yeah, okay, don't answer my question now. Okay, so I will give you some questions and you can answer them. Okay, so just wait. Now this is the intro. Okay, so I will ask you some questions. Now this introduction is, you have 4 options. This is the introduction. It is very effective. يعني excellent. فعالة. It is effective. It is quite effective. it is not effective. You choose the right option.
What effective mean? Effective.
Effective, I
introduction.
told you it's very good. It's excellent. Okay. It means that the examiner will like it, and it's very clear, and everything is there. Now, whatever you need in the introduction is there. This is what you call effective. In Arabic, fa'ala, fa'ala. So here you can see that we have what you call quantifiers, very effective only, quite effective, not that effective, and here, not effective. Very good. 20 of you guys have answered not effective. Now, what you need to do, you should tell me why it is not effective. Okay?
There is
So,
no answer for the questions.
yes, I will give you some options. I will give you another question. Okay, now the introduction is not effective because you need to pick out two reasons why it is not effective. Now, it didn't paraphrase the statement well. Paraphrase يعني reword the statement. يعني you have one idea and you express the idea in other words, but it's still maintaining the same meaning. Okay, هذا شو يعني it is not paraphrased. The vocabulary used is limited, and no complex structures are used, and it didn't answer the question. There are two options which are correct. Yeah, very good. Yeah, no, Abrar, no answer, he said. I don't know why. You have to read them carefully. This is very important for you guys. This is the only way you can assess your introductions. Okay, so far we have 25 students who have answered the question. There are two, Rafif. Two. Yeah, the one that you opted for is correct. Okay, but still there is another option which you should choose. Okay, great. Yeah, so we are actually very good, guys. Excellent. Okay, now it didn't paraphrase the statement. Now here we don't have, you know, the same idea explained or, you know, rephrased in other words. We don't have this. This is very important. Now, if you can paraphrase, you know, the statement in the prompt or the question, so it will show the examiner that you understood the idea. That's very important. If you cannot paraphrase the statement, it will show the examiner that you did not understand the topic. So paraphrasing the statement should be a priority when you're writing your introduction. And later on in this course, I will show you how you can paraphrase a statement. Number two, it didn't answer the question. There are two questions and I couldn't find the answer. So I could find in this essay, I will. يقول لك in this essay, I will do and I will write about. Why are you telling me this? I asked you to write. Why are you telling me I am going to write? This makes no sense. This is stupid. Don't ever do this, guys, when you are writing your essays. Okay?
Mr. Like
Yes.
this, some people write in the writing. This essay will discuss. Is
Okay.
this right?
You said some people, right?
Yes.
You said some people. Now, these people, are they writers? هل هم كتاب ولا طلاب؟ Yeah. These people are
طلاب.
students or writers?
اللي يكتبوا في الامتحان أقصد يعني.
no. هلا شوف احنا قلنا انت تقول لي some people write. اوكي انا I will give you 1 million درهم. والله بعطيك مليون درهم اقسم بالله. اوكي if you get me one writer not a student كاتب محترم ويقول in this essay I will do this بعطيك مليون درهم. We should never say these things. يعني instead of talking write. I didn't ask you to write. باه قال لك شو؟ قال لك write an essay of for example 250 words. إيه قل لي I am going to write an essay of 250 words. Why shouldn't you say this? Say it. No, you should never tell me what you're going to do. In the introduction, there are two things. There is a paraphrase of the statement, and you need to answer the questions. That's it, no more than this. When you answer the questions, because you give me a brief answer, you know, a brief answer. For example, I like, if your name is Salah, I would say, I like Salah because he is مثلا patient, عنده صبر, and he is very generous. وكريم جدا. Later on, when I write the body paragraph, I will write one paragraph showing how Salah is patient and another paragraph showing how Salah is very generous. I know from the introduction, as an examiner, I know, because you put them in the introduction. Then what are you going to do? In the body paragraph, you're going to give me the details, tafasil, okay? And in the conclusion, what are you going to do? You are going to wrap up or to sum up what you said in the body paragraphs, and you need to reinstate your opinion. There is no need to tell me, well, I'm going to write about this, and I ask you to write about them. Don't tell me I am going to write about this. اللي بيكتب هذا ما عنده ما يبيع, because they know nothing. Now they learn these sentences by heart, يحفظهم عن ظهر قلب, and on the day of the exam, they throw them up in on their paper. Okay, this is what they do. ما عنده حد شيء. He knows nothing. And this is not your problem, guys. This is the problem of teachers who have taught you these things. We should never put these things in the introduction. Never. In the introduction, paraphrase the statement. What is the topic about? It's very important in your own words. And then there are some questions. For every topic, there are questions that you need to answer, because writing is a question, whether you like it or not. You need to answer this question. And this is what I will be looking for. How did you answer the question? How did you go about answering your question? So I will answer the question briefly in the introduction. And if you say why, I will have to introduce some reasons. Okay, very briefly. كلمة كلمتين, no more than this. And in the body paragraph, I'm going to develop those reasons into paragraphs. And then you can show me that you are someone who can develop, for example, a sentence into a whole paragraph. This is what you need to do. And that's what you call overall progression. Overall progression. Some parts of your idea should be in the introduction, developed in the body, and then you wrap up in the conclusion. That's what you need to do. I am going to write. يعني what purpose does it serve? شو الهدف منها تكتبها? It has no purpose. It has no purpose. Do not do these things, guys. Okay.
Okay, if he asked about opinion, we write our opinion in introduction.
Yes, it must be in the introduction. I will show you guys. Okay, احنا لسه نبدأ خطوة خطوة.
Okay. هلا in case هو احنا ما رح نكتب in this essay I will write.
No, don't ever do these things.
Okay.
Don't ever do that. Okay.
Okay, we can write after paraphrasing overall.
No problem. I will tell you what to do, guys. But if anybody will send me an introduction, حضر الحصة هذه, okay, and he will send me an introduction ويكتب لي فيها I will write about, والله ما راح أقرأها. هذا والله. إيه والله. Okay, I teach you something, do as I told you. بعدين.
مستر أنا شفت باليوتيوب قنوات مثل أستاذ توفيق، هذا كثير قنوات يعني فيديوهات كثير this essay will discuss this essay will explain نفس هذه الأشياء.
أنا أيام الإكزامن أنا بصلح لمسات، أوكي، من الآخر ها، من الآخر أنا بصلح لمسات، ما يهمني في اليوتيوب. I don't care about YouTube. بعدين نجيبهم للفيديوهات، وبعدين الأستاذ توفيق ما بيقول هيك أبدا. أعطيني دليلك إنه الأستاذ توفيق قال هذا الشيء، ما بيقولوا توفيق أبدا. أوكي، أنا قريت المقدمات اللي كتبهم توفيق، غاية في الروعة وغاية في الجمال. أنا قريتهم محطوطين على شو اسمه، محطوطين على المودل، ما فيهم I am going to write. وبتحداك ما تقولوا لي قالوا.
أقصد القوالب.
لا القوالب انت شوف، انت من زمان معي، عندك اكثر من اسبوعين دائما تحكي في القوالب. يا اخي استعمل القوالب، استعملهم، ما تسمع كلامي،
خلص.
استعمل القوالب.
anyhow احنا بنتعلم الجديد وبنمشي على اللي تقوله.
ما هو الرجال هذا دائما يقول لي القوالب استخدمهم يا اخي، انت حر، انا ما عندي انا سلطه عليك، انت تحب تستخدمهم استخدمهم، انا اقول لك شو اللي بينجحك شو اللي ما بينجحك. اللي ما بينجحك القوالب، تبغى تستخدمهم استخدمهم. انا بشوف قالب I will cross، ما بكذب عليك والله. Now this is sample introduction number 2 guys. Now look at this one. Each student tends to gravitate toward the subject they prefer during their school years. Looking back on my last year of school, the subject that captured my interest the most was English. I chose it due to its practicality in real life and the teacher's effective method of teaching a second language. Now, this is another introduction. Take some time to read it, and then I will give you 2 questions. Take a screenshot of it, guys. So, because this may appear in your exams. هلا to gravitate toward يعني ينحاز إلى. So each student tends to gravitate toward the subject they prefer during their school years. Looking back on my last year of school, the subject that captured my interest the most was English. I chose it because of or due to its practicality in real life, تطبيقها في الحياة العملية, and the teacher's effective method of teaching a second language. Okay, now I will go to the questions. You will have it displayed in the question. Now, this introduction is. Now, is it very effective, effective, quite effective, not effective?
effective.
Okay. Okay, now most of you guys have gone for very effective, okay, which is correct. If you went for effective, that's fine. If you went for effective, it is okay, no problem, okay? So, but I will tell you why it is very effective. So in the next question, so you will have why it is very effective. So here the introduction is effective because, why? Now look, it paraphrases, there is an S missing guys, the prompt accurately. Accurately يعني بدقة. It briefly outlines 2 reasons that will be elaborated on in the body. تعطينا 2 reasons. It uses a good range of sentence forms. يعني simple, compound, complex. It uses a wide range of accurate and advanced vocabulary. There are 3 reasons only which are correct. Okay. Let me see. There's someone. Yeah. Okay. HO double and Green. Oh, green, no. All not green, yes. Abrar, very good. Okay, great. Now it paraphrases the prompt accurately. This is fine. This is really okay because here we have the same idea and the student was able to paraphrase it in very good English. No mistakes, and the idea is very clear. Okay, so it is the same idea reworded, okay, or the same idea expressed in other words. Now we couldn't find this in the previous, I mean in the first introduction, it was not there. Okay, in the first introduction there is no paraphrase. Now here, for example, when I mark these two introductions, now I will say, well, the first student did not understand the topic, and the second one understood the topic, and he made some effort to show me that he has understood the topic. Now here it briefly outlines two reasons. Yes, we have two reasons. Okay, so because the teacher used effective methods of teaching, well, that's number one. And number two, it was practicality of this subject because you can use it in real life. So you talk English, okay? Now here we have the two reasons are there. I know in advance, I am going to write about. There is no need for this. I know that the student briefly outlined two reasons. What is he going to do next? Now, in the main part of the paragraph, he will talk about the practicality of English. Why is it practical? Why is it very important to learn it? And the second thing will tell me about the teacher's approach to language teaching. Okay, the teacher his lessons were very interesting, and he used a lot of media, discussions, blah, 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 the things that the students like. Okay, so I know from the introduction, I know what the writer is going to write about. There is no need to tell me, I'm going to do this. Do it, and I will read whether it's okay or not. Okay, it uses a good range of sentence forms. Yes, most of the sentences, I think there are 3 sentences, and they are all complex. And the more complex structures you produce in your essay, providing that they are very clear, okay, the higher your score will be. And it uses a wide range of accurate and advanced. No, it is not advanced vocabulary, okay? This essay, this introduction that I have shown you, is worth a B2 level, B2 plus, B2 plus. Now, if the student changes only one thing, he will be in the C1 plus. لو قال بدل, instead of, for example, 10 to, قال is inclined دخل الباسيف, راح يولي في C1. Okay? Now, this is an effective introduction. Okay, we move on.
كيف يعني إذا دخل بالباسف؟
لانه شوف انا لما اشوف الستراكشر يوزد ان ذا اساي اوكي كل الجمل حطتهم اكتف فهمت علي ولا the subject is not بدل ما بيقول people tend to لو قال مثلا people are inclined to this is better دخل الستراكشر ايش الباسيف ف everything will be there so I will give him at least C1 is it clear ما هو احنا نشوفه كل شيء كل بالتدقيق وكله اوكي فما a good variety of complex sentences لكن فما monotony يعني ما ادري كيف اقولها بالعربي يعني بس active دخل شويه passive دخل الواحد خلاص you will be خاطر ideas are very clear okay so language شويه بس okay now this is another introduction this is number 3 almost every student has a subject they like more in school when I think about my last year in school I remember that I liked English the most. I chose it because it's useful in real life and the teacher taught it in a good way. Now look at this introduction and will it be number 1 or number 2 or number 3? The first thing you need to look at, guys, it's very important. It is the clarity. Is the student clear? Now, was the student able to express his ideas or their ideas in a clear way? Is the student able to communicate a message in English? Well, that's what you need to do. Now, if you tell me, for example, in this essay, I am going to talk about blah, 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 and I will give my opinion, I can never say that your ideas are clear or not, because this is something that you have memorized, حفظته, and you are simply throwing it up on your exam paper. We know thousands of students, this is what they do. They learn sentences and then they put them almost in every topic. This is why I would advise you, okay, never to use them. There is a big difference between, you know, this is what you call the set phrases, قوالب الجاهزة, وبين sentence starters. Now what Mr. Tawfiq has given you are called sentence starters، يعني بدايات الجمل عشان تعرف تكتب. هذا مش قالب، القالب غير، القالب ما عنده علاقة بالموضوع. Okay? لأنه yesterday one of you guys sent me a message. She told me, what is the difference between this and this? Well, I showed her the difference. I told her, look, these are sentence starters. They will help you. This is fine, no problem. Because, you know, most of the writing will be, it's you who is writing. So maybe you start with the word however, but it's you who is writing, no problem, or although, sorry. But if you tell me, well, in this essay, I am going to talk about blah, 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 I know that this is not you. This is not you, and I don't need this. I don't need it. Talk about it. Don't tell me I'm going to do. Talk about it. That's it. Okay. Now, this introduction.
Where is the question of this introduction?
أنا ما راح أقول لك ليش. أنت بالذات راح تتعلم الكتابة وراح أعلمك الكتابة، ولا أنا راح أستقيل. لو أنت ما تعلمت والله راح أستقيل، لأنك لو تتبعني والله اسمعني الكلام. أنت الشاب هذا، أنت لو تتبعني واحدة واحدة والله راح تعرف تكتب ولا تحتاج قالب. هذا والله. بس أنت ما حابب تقبل هذا الشيء. هذا الفرق. أنت لازم تكسر الحاجز، تقول لا، الطريقة اللي تعلمتها أنا غلط، ما راح تنجحني. امتحنت أمسات قبل، بتحداك لو أخذت أكثر من A2، بتحداك أمام الجميع. You will never get. إذا تستعلم القوالب A2 ما تعداها أبدا، ما تستخدمهم. أنا بنصحك، اعتبرني أبوك والله. ما أبغاك تنجح، ما أبغى أضرك أنا والله. أسهل لي أعلمك قالب وخلصنا، بس ما راح تجيب شيء. Now this introduction is very effective, quite effective, not effective. Yeah, I have some answers here. Yasmin, she said not effective. Okay, you have to tell me why.
أستاذ، إذا في الانترودكشن أنا أجاوب على الأسئلة، في البادي عن شو أكتب؟
احنا اليوم what are we focusing on؟ على شو بنركز؟
introduction.
بس أنا شو قلت؟ أنا ما قلت تجاوب على الأسئلة. شو قلت؟ أنا قلت تجاوب عليهم بطريقة مقتضبة. هذا اللي قلته أنا، ولا قلت غير ذلك؟ اسمه introduction. أنا ما راح أجاوب على السؤال in full، أنا راح أجاوب عليه شوي. سألني what is your opinion؟ بقول له I think مثلا I think English مثلا was the most important، ولا English was the most important subject for me because 1 2. راح أقول because of the teacher or because of its practicality، تطبيقها في الحياة العملية. أنا هذا جوابي. كم كلمة جاوبت السؤال؟ جاوب.
Okay, بس it's very effective this third one.
لا بس هي البنية ياسمين هذه اللي كانت تجاوبني، قالت لو أنا بجاوب على الانترودكشن شو بكتب في البودي؟ هي أبغاها هي تجاوبني. أنا قلت لك I like English for 2 reasons. Firstly، مش لازم أكتب firstly، ها، because of the teacher and because of its practicality. أنا هذا إجابتي على السؤال في الانترودكشن. بسألك هل فهمتي شو معنى practicality؟ هل فهمتي؟ ما راح تفهمي. ليش؟ لأني لازم بعدين أشرحها في البودي. شو بقصد بالpracticality؟ I will explain and I will give examples. This is what you need to do. وليش التيتشر اخترته؟ ليش يعني؟ نفس الشيء I will write one paragraph about the teacher. هذا شو تعملي في البادي بالضبط، لكن لازم يكونوا محطوطين في الانترودكشن. لو ما حطيته في الانترودكشن البادي بتاعك راح يكون معلق في الهواء. لازم الانترودكشن تكون مربوطه بالبادي، والبادي يكون مربوط بالكونكلوجن. هذا اللي مش حابين تفهموه انتم بالضبط. هذه اسمها overall progression. ما فيك تاخذي علامه عن الكلمات اللي تكتبها ابدا، تاخذي كلام على طريقتك في تصميم الاساي بالضبط. الاساي it is unity، وحده كامله. introduction مربوطه بالبادي، لازم تحط في الانترودكشن اشياء وتحللها في البادي. اذا ما عملتي هذا ما عندك overall progression ابدا، كل واحده معلقه في شيره، وهذا راح تاخذي علامه سيئه جدا. انا ما ادري مين اللي علمكم انه في الانترودكشن ما بتجاوبوا على السؤال، ما ادري مين هو هذا الشخص والله. اوكي الحين this introduction is effective. اوكي ولا حطوا is quite effective. Now this introduction is effective because ليش؟ مو بهذه هي انا غلطان في الواحد. Now it adequately لا ما
هذه أول
تشوفوها.
واحدة.
لا هذه اول واحده، ما تشوفوها، الاخر واحده اللي رويتها. زين it adequately paraphrases the statement. adequately يعني بطريقه جيده. It clearly answers the question. Now I can find the answer. Then it briefly introduces two reasons to be further developed in the body. This is very important. If there are no reasons in your introduction, how can you develop them in the body? هذا السؤال. You cannot develop them. ترى البودي اسمه paragraph development. الديفلوبمنت لازم تنطلق من الانترودكشن، لازم الانترودكشن وبعدين you develop the ideas، مو من الهواء تعملهم.
اوكي
Bye. Okay. There are still some students who are answering the question, so I will wait for a while and then we will move on to something and I will show you one essay because really you are giving me a hard time, guys. You don't want to do what I'm telling you to do. Okay. Now it adequately paraphrase the statement. بالعربي اللي ما بيعمل paraphrase والله 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 ما راح يطلع من الآية، وهذا والله. هذه number one. Number two, it clearly answers the questions. اللي ما يجاوب على الأسئلة في الانترودكشن أقسم بالله أقسم بالله أقسم بالله ما راح يطلع من الآية. أوكي؟ أكثر من هيك؟ سبحان الله. Now it briefly introduces two reasons. Yes, we have the two reasons in the introduction. وهذا because they are in the introduction. لكن قلنا it briefly بطريقة مقتضبة جدا، ما تشرح شيء. مثلا I liked English the most because of the teacher واحد. And because of its ولا because I can use it in real life. اثنين، هلا في البادي راح تجاوب على سؤالين. How كيف ذلك؟ This is what you need to do in the body.
جاوبوا make details في البادي.
ايه بس احنا لساتنا ما وصلنا للبادي. انا ما عارف انتم ليش ما تحبوا خطوه خطوه، تمشوا خطوه خطوه. اول شيء نتعلم كيف نكتب introduction، لانه درس اليوم عن introduction بس. اسمع كلامي وحطوا طبقوا خلاص. ومن بعدين لو طبقته effectively وبعث لي essay وانا قلت لك هذه تاخذ عليها C1، اذا ما اخذت C1 يوم الامتحان تعال كلمني. اما والله تبدا تتكلموا حدكم. والبادي احنا مش ندرس في البادي، ندرس في الانترودكشن بس اليوم. خليك في الانترودكشن، تعلم كيف تكتب انترودكشن كويسه. البادي بعدين بنشوف الاسبوع يعني بعد بكره. اوكي خاطر we cannot talk about a body من غير introduction. هالحين I will give you another topic وهذا من الامثال نفس الشيء، يعني ممكن يجيك في الامتحان الاسبوع الجاي ولا اللي بعده. If you had the chance to work in another country, which country would you choose and why? سؤالين. If you had the chance to work in another country, okay, if you want for example to work abroad, okay, you have another country. You don't want to work in the UAE, so you choose another country. So which country? I could say China, I could say the UK, I could say the US, whatever. And the second question, why? Why did you choose this particular country? نفس الشيء. In this introduction, I have to answer the questions, لكن briefly. هذا مش حابين تفهموه. Briefly بطريقة مقتضبة جدا. In one sentence, I will answer all the questions. Okay. For example, أنا بعطيكم أمثلة. So I will show you some introductions. Now, people around the world have different opinions on many issues. One of these issues is working in another country. there are two groups of people. One is supporting the idea while the other is against it. Each group has its reasons that support the ideas they believe in. In this essay, I will talk about which country I would like to choose if I decide to work abroad, and I will list the reasons for my advice. اقسم بالله يلا ابغى ازوع لما بقرا هيك باراجراف. هذا القوالب اللي تحكوا عنها هذا هم بالضبط. وين البارافريز؟ وين الاجابه على السؤال؟ This is what they want to write. تحب تكتب هيك اكتب، انت حر. اكتب اتفضل، انا بعطيك القالب وامشي اكتب، حط القالب هذا في اي اساي بتحطه، اي اساي. This is what you want guys. بس تحبوها بالسهل يعني. اما انك تفكر تشتغل تتعلم كيف تكتب. You don't like this. ايش اسوي لكم انا بايش؟ احفظوا من القوالب هذا محطهم بالاساي. هذا بيمر علينا في اليوم 1000 اساي like this. اول ما بشوفها خط احمر والله ما بقراها اصلا. اي قسم بالله انتوا تضحكوا وانا ضغطي طالع، وبعدين يدافعوا عليه ويقول لك شفت في اليوتيوب. اي شفت؟ اكتب باليوتيوب، فك على امي. خلاص روح اكتب اللي بدك اياه في اليوتيوب. This is none of my business. Why are you here then?
وانا اقول ليش كلياتنا 1100 رش.
نعم وبتشوف اقل علامه في الرايتنج بتكون صح ولا انا كاذب؟
صح، كله A2
نعم انا
A1.
بقول A2 ما بتطلع من A2 A1 أيوة، وهذه بعطيها A1 ولا لو في اقل من A1 بعطيها اياه.
يمكن انا عدت الامسات 10 مرات، عليم الله انك انت اللي مصلح لي.
وتعدوا 20 مره وتعاودوا 20 مره، وبالطريقه هذه ما راح تاخذين اكثر من A.
يلا احنا نتعلم ونسوي اللي تقول
بس
عنه.
هيك الانسان شوف
كمل علامه.
انت مستحيل انك يعني you do the same thing and you expect different results. هذا من الغباء. انت تعمل في نفس الشيء وتحب النتيجه تختلف، يا اخي غير النتيجه هذه. ما نفعت معك ولا يعني try to do
لا، في
something different.
المدارس استاذ، في المدارس ثاني عشر بيكون مطلوب منهم انهم يعملوا الامسات قبل ما تخلص السنه، فالتيتشر اللي موجوده في المدرسه تقولهم هيك الطريقه، ما تقولهم بارافريز واوفر اول زي الايلتس، تقولهم استخدموا القالب هذا. حتى انا رحت لثاني عشر اسالهم كيف تسووا عشان تجيبوا فوق الايتو، قالوا لي استخدمي هذا القالب. هذا الواقع اللي المر اللي عايشينه.
صح كلامهم.
في المدارس التيتشر تقول كذي.
زين انا الحين لما بقول لكم اوكي دو ذس يعني مش فاهم، انا بقول لك ليش
ان شاء الله
تلقى
ان شاء الله احنا ننشر.
لا هم شو
مثلاً
يقول لك هذا سهل، هذا بعمله سهل. يا اخي سهل ما بيجيب لك علامات، يا اخي ما بيجيب لك علامات. الامتحان ما ادري ب1000 وكم ولا ما ادري كم، وتدرس في دوره يعني واي try to learn
لا
something
احنا
different.
سجلنا عشان نجيب علامات منيحه وندخل اللي نبالي. يا سيدي
This essay will واحد يقول لي جبت A1 وB1 وB1 بمختلف و this essay this will tell me okay هلا شوف why are you here then okay do this زين باي okay anyways now شوفوا هذه الموضوع عن شو الموضوع if for example if you had the chance to work in a foreign country, okay, which country would you choose? This is the topic. Now look here, we have nothing actually. هذا الموضوع هذا التعابير هذه people around the world have different opinions on many issues. بالله عليك اوكي الناس حول العالم عندهم آراء مختلفة. ما شاء الله عليك يا عبقري يا عبقرين وزمانك. والله جبت العيد زي ما يقولوا المواطنين. انزين هالجملة هذه شو بتفيدني أنا؟ ما تفيدني شيء. It is not about the topic. هذه تركبها في أي موضوع. الناس عندهم آراء مختلفة. على راسي وعيني يا أخي. شو أضفت لي أنت؟ وبيقول لك one of these issues يحطك الموضوع working in another country. زين وبعدين there are two groups. ما شاء الله. ما هم آراء مختلفة يعني there are two groups is supporting the idea. واحد يدعم الأيديا واحد. ما شاء الله عليك. هذا كل اللي كاتبه ما عنده. هذا سبوس بلغة المواطنين. هذا علف للحيوانات حشاكم لا يغني ولا يشبع من جوع ولا بيعمل شيء. Okay now each group has its own reason. ما شاء الله that support the idea they believe in. ما شاء الله كتب في الموضوع وهي paraphrase the state وفاهم. والله انه ما فاهم عن شو بيحكي اللي كاتب هيك. In this essay I will طبعا هذه تلقاها في كل essay. اكتب هيك و you will have a high score بصراحة ما شاء الله. زين. Okay now the quiz. This introduction is Now, very effective, quite effective, not effective. بتشوفي انه في طلاب راح يقول لك it is very effective.
مستحيل
بتشوفي
مستحيل. هلا كلهم راح يحطوا الخضرة.
اوكي.
مستحيل.
أستاذ شو لازم أسوي عشان ورقتي ما توصل لك؟
لا ما شوف، بالنسبه للتصحيح عندنا كرايتيريا مقياس نمشي عليه، ما في واحد يختلف عن الثاني. اوكي nobody.
أستاذ أنا في كل امتحاناتي دايما أجيب في الرايتنج B1.
B1 تلقاك، انا بقول لك B1 تلقاك تستخدمي الاشياء هذا بس تعرفي تكتب. يعني المشكله في ناس تقدر تستخدم هذا، انا بقدر استخدمه اوكي، بعدل عليه شوي وبدخل من عندي اوضح الموضوع وبقدر اخذ. وهذا اللي يعلم فيكم الاستاذ توفيق، يعطيكم سنتنس ستارترز. هذا الفرق اللي مش حابين تفهموه، اللي هو بدايات الجمله، كيف تبدا الجمله. هذه عادي ما فيها شيء لانك انت راح تكتب، لكن هذا انت ما موجود في الكتابه، هذا مش موجود اصلا، فهذا ما ينفع. اذا بنعطيك انا نقول لك والله ابدا الجمله مثلا it is usually argued that اوكي، ابدا كما هيك وحط الموضوع من عندك paraphrase. this is okay. اما والله تكتب لي جمل هذه people around the world have different opinions on many issues وبطيخ وكلام فاضي. البنيه هذه شو قلت لي مستحيل، انا اثنين حطوا very effective. شفتها؟
شفت.
اوكي شفتها. انا عندي 32 سنه بدرس، 32 سنه. شفت العجب ايه؟ فانا بعرف بتوقع. اقسم بالله لو شو بتعمل، اقسم بالله
بعد
لو
كل
شو.
هذا الكلام وبعد
لا
الصراخ.
ايه لا انا قلت لك انا يعني ما امس بدرس، لا انا عندي 32 سنه والله، وشفت بلاوي ملايين الاوراق مروا علي. اوكي اي نو ذس. اقسم بالله لو شو بتعمل. اوكي. Now this is a double score question. The introduction is not effective because okay, now it includes several mistakes. في اخطاء. There is no variety in sentence forms. الجمل كلهم simple. It does not paraphrase the statement in the prompt, and it does not answer the question in the prompt. فما اثنين بس. انا راح اسرع شويه هون عشان نشتغلوا، وراح I will skip this one. اوكي. طبعا هي it is not effective, it does not paraphrase the statement, and it does not answer the question. لكن لما نشوف الجمل، لانه هون هو كاتب شو احنا نقوله off point، يعني برات الموضوع. اوكي structure حلوه والجمل they are varied فيهم الكومبلكس. اوكي now this is not an issue اصلا. هلا we are going to work on this topic. هذا راح نشتغل عليه. Now no, this is the third introduction. The decision to work in another country holds significant importance, which is influenced by various factors such as cultural attraction, personal interests, and lifestyle preferences. If I had the chance to work overseas, I would definitely choose the United Kingdom. This is primarily due to the available opportunity to learn English and the chances to travel to nearby countries. Now look at this introduction. شوفوا هذه وكلها في الموضوع، والثانية براته تماما. طبعا الله سبحانه وتعالى يقول لا يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون. هذه اللي كاتب يعلم، ثاني ما بيعلم. But I will skip this guys. Okay, so just to save time. Okay. ما راح اسالكم. I will بس I will skip them. I will go through this very quickly guys. Now this is a very effective introduction guys, very effective. Okay. هذه بتكون في C1. If you write something like this. Yes.
متى تخلص الحصة؟
الحصة الساعة 11 قلت لكم أنا. بس ما
it's fabulous really. It's fabulous really.
Now the intro اللي يبغى يتوكل الحصة مسجلة بحطها على الواحد. Okay, now for this one, the decision to work. Now look at this one, the decision to work. Okay, we have already. We're not going to go through this. بس عشان نربح الوقت. Now deciding to work in a different country is really important, and it is influenced by things like the culture there, what you personally like, and how you want to live. Now, هوني very simple language, very simple. فما كلمة ما be influenced وفما عنا الباسيف استخدم, okay? لكن the words are commonly used, okay? If I could work in another country, well, this is the conditional type 2. I would pick the United Kingdom for sure. Now, this is primarily because هذا الجواب على السؤال بطريقة مقتضبة جدا. I can learn English easily there, and I can also visit nearby countries اللي هم European countries لكل واحد. اللي قال لي أستاذ كيف أجاوب على السؤال وبعدين بكتب الواحد. لما تجاوب على السؤال بالطريقة هذه مقتضبة جدا. I can learn English. Okay, show me how you can learn English. Show me how. And how effective it is to learn English, for example, in an English-speaking country. This is number one. هذه الفقرة الأولى, body paragraph 1 تكون about this one. The second one, it will be about visiting nearby countries. Okay, because you work in the UA, for example, you make a lot of money, so you can spend the weekend in Paris. Okay, and then you can go back to the UK and just spend only the weekend in Paris or in Germany or whatever. So this is very easy to do when you are in a European country. Okay, so كل واحدة راح تكتب عليها فقرة with explanation and examples. وهذه explanation and examples, this is what you should do. وهذا يسميه overall progression. Now the introduction will be closely linked to the body paragraphs, and the introduction بتعيد فيها رأيك مرة ثانية. Okay, now this is how you should write your essay. But today we are focusing only on the introduction. I will skip this, guys. No need. It is an effective, لكن language مو كبيرة كثير. لكن أهم شيء إنه the ideas are very clear. The ideas are very clear, and the examiner is going to understand your ideas. Okay, so I will skip this. And I do a lot of things, guys. Now, criteria for an effective introduction, you will do this. Now, if you want your introduction to be effective, now, what do you need to do? I think there are 6 items. You have to choose maybe 5 of them or 4 of them. I don't remember. So 6 items. Accurately paraphrase the statement in the prompt. Briefly answers the question. Include some fancy vocabulary. الكلام الكبير هذا. زين. Be composed. Using a language characterized by a high degree of complexity, جمل معقدة جدا, and express a very clear idea, and be crafted using precise and accurate language. Now, اللغة الدقيقة, كل كلمة عندها معنى. There are 4 correct statements, and there's 2 wrong statements. اختار الصح.
You said 5 is correct and 1 is wrong. So I choose 5.
No, because I told you I don't remember what I put. Okay, so here, after I read them, so I know that there are 4 correct statements and there are 2 incorrect statements. No problem. The most important thing is that you should know what to incorporate in the introduction. لازم تعرف شو بتحطي في الانترودكشن. هذا أهم شيء يعني. Okay, but I have already read them. Well, I need to paraphrase the statement. This is very important. This will tell the examiner that I understood the topic. Number 2, I need to include the answers to the questions. Now, if I have one question, I need to answer it, but briefly. بركز على كلمة briefly. Okay, يعني بطريقة مقتضبة. Include fancy vocab? No. If you include words and the meaning is wrong, this is a big problem. Don't do this. Be composed using language highly characterized by high degree. No, don't do this. ما يلزم language تكون very complex. You should target the clarity of ideas. Express a very clear idea. That's very important. I need to understand what you want because it's a message. Try to be clear. Be crafted using precise. Yes, so your words should be precise. I mean the vocabulary and accurate. Okay? بس هذا مو من الأشياء. الحين we are going to talk. Drop the pin. Now, do you now know what it really takes to produce an effective introduction? هل تعلم هلا شو لازم يكون في introduction? If you know, opt for the green box. Okay, if you have still some problems, pick the one in the middle. If you know nothing, guys, okay, so, and if you want to use the set phrases, حط هون. Okay, so far we have 20, maybe 19, yes, 19 students who have voted. So I will wait for 5 seconds and then I will change. Okay, it's okay, no problem. So 19. Yeah, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. So most of you guys. Okay, those who put here, هذا شو بتعمل؟ استخدم قالب وخلاص. أصلا أنا يعني الموضوع استنفذته أصلا. Bye. Okay, now writing practice. هلا الشغل. Okay. So this is a prompt, writing prompt that has appeared on the AMSAT past papers. هذا موجود عندكم. Nowadays, more and more people expect the things they want to happen instantly. They expect the things they want to happen instantly. Now, why is this so? And do you think it is a positive or negative development? اللي امتحن الأمسات ممكن هذا تعرض عليه الموضوع هذا نفسه. Okay. Now, nowadays, more and more people expect the things they want to happen instantly or quickly. Why is this so? And do you think it is a positive or negative development? هلا جيب لي أي قالب ولو إجابة لما نرجع. Okay. Now, أول شيء, step number one, we're going to paraphrase the statement in the prompt. This is number one. This is what I need to do. أول شيء, I need to paraphrase the statement. So we move on. Okay, quiz number one. Question number one. Paraphrasing. What is paraphrasing? I have already explained this concept so many times. Now, is it expressing the meaning of an idea using different words? There are two correct answers here. Rewording an idea while maintaining the same meaning, or changing the original meaning of an idea, or copying a text verbatim without changes. Verbatim يعني حرفيا نقل كل الكلام تكتبه زيه بالضبط. Okay, this is verbatim. حرفيا. So copying a text verbatim without any changes. We have two correct options here, guys. Yeah, okay. We have, yes, Abrar, very good. There are two, I said, Shama, there are two answers. The one that you opted for is correct. Okay, I will skip just to save time. Yeah, so the red and the blue, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Okay, now, this is the meaning of paraphrasing. So I need to, you know, rephrase the statement in my own words. That's what I need to do. Now, this will tell the examiner that I understood the topic. That's number one. Okay. Now, how do we paraphrase? كيف بعمل paraphrase أستاذ? You will find the answer now. Okay. Now, an alternative, يعني بديل to nowadays. بدل ما بقول nowadays أو الكلمة هي nowadays. So I can say in today's world, in the modern era يعني الفترة, in this day and age, in the current times, recently, today. There are four correct answers. اللي ما بيغيروا المعنى. Now, when you paraphrase, you should opt for, you know, a word or a phrase that has got the same meaning, the same. لازم يكون نفسه عشان تحافظ على الفكرة. So in this case, we have nowadays. Now, I want to paraphrase the word nowadays. Now, I can say, in today's world, in the modern era, in this age, in this day and age, in the current times, recently, today. فما ممكن خمسة صح. Yeah, the one who said that present صح, or at the present time صح. But take a picture of this, guys, because later on we will paraphrase. كل واحد راح يعمل paraphrase الانtroduction. يعني today إن شاء الله, tomorrow you should send me your introductions of this topic, راح تشوف انك استفدت كثير.
وين رح نبعث لك اياه استاذ؟
انا بقول لكم بعدين. الحين عندنا 17 in today's world صح. بدل ما بقول nowadays I will say in today's world. ممتاز. بدل ما بقول nowadays I will say in the modern era. ممتاز. هذا كلمات تعلم ممكن يجيو. In this day and age نفس الشيء. بدل ما بقول nowadays I will say in this day and age. Now in the current times I will say nowadays in the current times. Okay. Now recently, no. Recently this is about the past. مؤخرا. No, we're not talking about this. And today, well, this is informal, guys. Okay, so today قولها في الكلام. But تقدر تقول these days. These days is okay, no problem. Okay, Bye. هذا مصوروهم because I will ask you to paraphrase the prompt and to write your opinion. So this is what you need to do, guys. So I will skip this one. Sabna, very good. Okay, number 2. Now the phrase more and more people. Now how can we change this without, while maintaining the same meaning? So we can say an increasing number of individuals, higher and higher people, many men and women, a growing proportion of people. Now choose only 2 options, only 2 options. Okay, I have 18 answers, 19 now. When I reach 20 answers, I will skip 19, 19, 19, 19. Okay, 20. Yeah, very good, guys. Okay, now we can say an increasing number of individuals. We can say a growing proportion of people. Now here I kept the same word, people. So maybe because I don't know a better alternative. Now, if you don't know a better alternative, and be careful, do not choose something that doesn't mean, okay, the same. So for example, here, if you say many men and women, well, what about the children, guys? What about teenagers? They are not there, okay? Now be careful. So try to come up with the exact paraphrase. If you cannot change the word, keep it. خليها نفسها. Okay, no problem. The most important thing is that you change most of the words. If you have 10 words, if you change 6 words, no problem. اوكي يعني do not go to extremes. يا متغيرهم كل يا مش لازم. انا ما قلت هيك. لا try to be moderate. اوكي خليك middle ground position في النص. Okay, number 2. Now this question is a synonym مرادف for the word expect. Now we have the word expect here. يتوقع. Now we can say anticipate or await or predict or want. There are 3 correct options. Try to think flexibly. يعني choose the word that belong to the same semantic field. نفس الحقل المعنوي. مو بالضروري يكون synonyms 100%. Not exactly. لأنه ما في كلمة تساوي كلمة أبدا. So ديما فما يعني a little change in meaning. يعني فما nuances هذاكم. So be careful of them. There is no 100% synonym. Otherwise there is no need to create this word. ما في داعي اصلا يطلعوها كلمه لو عندها شبيهه. never. Okay, sorry guys for those who are chatting in the chat box, so you can have a look at the answers here. Now we can say anticipate, which is okay. Await صح, want صح, لكن predict no. Here there is no prediction. Predict يعني you predict something, تتوقع شيء. يعني prediction, you predict for example the weather, you predict it has nothing to do with the statement. لو تشوف كلمة predict هون في statement في الكونتكست اللي استخدمت فيه, we can never say predict, never.
دكتور أستاذ
Yes.
شو يعني expect؟
predict.
expect
يتوقع.
طيب وpredict؟
predict غير.
يتنبأ.
أحسنت.
طيب.
شو أقول لك أنا؟ اسمعني أقول لك. الكلمة لما شفناها في الكونتكست هو السياق بتاع الواحد ما بتركب هناك. يعني تركب مثلا تقول لك they expect things to happen quickly ولا instantly, ما نقدر نقول they predict things. غلط، ما بتركب. هذا ليش الكلمة لما تكون في السياق ما تطلعها من السياق. إذا كان مش في السياق تقدر تقول لي anticipate تساوي predict، لكن لما أحطها في السياق لا. Is it clear؟
مستر
Yes.
في يقول اللي هي مثل كلمة well going. well going هذا يقول لك أحيانا يعني بيصير بالمستقبل مع التخطيط، صح؟
أنت بتحكي على نقطة في الجرامر صح؟ لما تقول going to، نعم لما تقول going to هذه تستخدمها في البريدكشن. مثلا there are many clouds in the sky، بقول it is going to rain. هوني بعمل prediction، توقع based on الوقائع. ما بتقول it will rain أبدا. الويل تستخدمها في الانتنشنز، النية بس. لما تقول I will go to London ولا I will fly to London هذه نية بس. لما تقول لي I'm going to fly to London لا هون في تخطيط. لما تقول لي I'm flying to London خلاص هذه 100%. Right, okay, now here so we have the statement the things they want could be replaced with what exactly? The things they want, their needs, their desires, their products, their wants. طب كلمة ما بتركب. باي اوكي برودكتس ما بتركب ابدا. اوكي يعني نشوف الكونتكست السياق اللي استخدمت فيه هون نو ما بتعني برودكتس ابدا. They want whatever you want guys. Okay, but it's not necessarily a product. باي اوكي. Next. To happen instantly could be replaced with شو ممكن اغيرها؟ To be swiftly realized, instant fulfillment of, to be fulfilled immediately, rapid attainment of. شايفين هون كيف انا بعمل بارفريز؟ انا بجيب مثلا هونيك الباسيف. اوكي؟ هونيك noun استخدمت noun fulfillment. هوني adjective noun، هوني adjective noun، هوني verbs to be fulfilled immediately adverb. اوكي، هونيك verb adverb غيرت structure كاملة. So this is what you need to do guys. يعني we can paraphrase for example. Yes.
كيف
يعني هون لما تعمل بارافريز بيكون يا اما عن طريق اللغه الكلمات بتجيب كلمات مرادفه ولا عن طريق الستراكشر. الستراكشر يعني مثلا هونيك happen instantly انا بقدر استخدم instantly نفسها بس راح استخدمها as an adjective صفه. مثلا نقول they want instant fulfillment of. اوكي ولا instant occurrences of. بدلتها بدل ما كانت verb adverb رجعتها adjective noun. هذه at the level of the structure لانه paraphrasing بيتم على 3 اشياء. هذول بعدين ندرسهم لما نكتب الانترودكشنز.
مثلا مستر كلمة popular كانت في آخر الجملة نخليها popularity في أول الجملة.
أحسنت popularity لأنه تولي إيش؟ تولي noun. وpopular كانت adjective رجعتها noun. إيه باي okay now this is the writing prompt. Nowadays more and more people expect things they want to happen instantly. Now what did we did guys؟ قلنا we need to paraphrase هذه تسمى the statement number 1. حطيتكم nowadays كيف نقولها؟ more and more people كيف نقولها؟ expect كيف نقولها؟ the things they want كيف أقولها؟ و to happen instantly كيف أقولها؟ الحين قلت لكم خذ سكرين شوت. This is what you need to do. Now take the things that you have taken a screenshot of and then try to write a paraphrase of this. اكتبوا بطريقتك السهلة ما تعقد الأمور. Now the second step we need to answer the questions. Why is this? Why is this so? Why is this happening? Okay هوني I need to come up with 2 reasons. بكتب بيهم الفقرة الأولى اللي هي المين body paragraph. وهوني I need do you think well this is my opinion. لازم احط الاوبينيون في الانترودكشن and I need to come up with 2 reasons. لازم يكونوا brief. okay I briefly introduce them. ما يكونوا معقدات ابدا صغيره ما يكونوا جمل كلمات بس عشان ايش اكتبهم بعدين في البادي. هذه لما تكون عندك هيك واضح الاكزامينر يعرف الا انت ايش you answer the question briefly, you answer this, you gave your opinion briefly in the body paragraph. I know that you are going to write 1 paragraph to explain this idea and 1 paragraph to explain your opinion. But هذوما they should be in the body paragraphs. هيك تكون عندي الانترودكشن closely related to the body. ما يكون البادي معلق في الهواء. I am going to write. ما تقول I am going to write. Answer the questions and then develop your answer. هذه بتكون brief قصيرة. You develop your answer in the body paragraph. بعدين الكونكلوجن بتعيدهم تلخص هذولا وتلخص الاوبينيون تاعك تعيدها مره ثانيه. You restate your opinion. This is what you need to do guys. This is the way you should proceed and you will get a high score. If you don't do this والله ما تاخذ شيء. How many questions do I need to answer here? No questions, 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions. طبعا اللي يقول لي in this paragraph I'm going to write about هذا no questions لازم احط الازرق.
2.
لا اللي بيستخدم القالب I'm going to write about هذه لازم يحط no question لانه ما راح يجاوبوا على شيء. وراح يختاروها بتشوفي ها بتشوف. شايف بلاوي انا والله. باي اوكي
if there is two question in the essay,
Yes.
what يعني ايش اختصار؟
You should give two answers. You should حتى لو في هذا يسميه ايش؟ essay. هذا يسميه double question essay. Double question essay. يعني there are two questions. هذه يسميه double question essay. كل مرة معاكم راح نشوف نوع. اوكي؟ كل مرة نوع. راح تشوفوهم كلهم they are very easy. بس أهم شيء الانترودكشن لأنه هم نفس الشيء. Now what is the answer to question number 1? Pick out two options. Now the answer number 1 اللي قلنا why is this happening؟ راح نختار اثنين. vast wealth الثراء الفاحش, a fast-paced society مجتمع سريع النسق, technological advancement التقدم التكنولوجي. يعني ليش؟ يعني why do people expect things to happen quickly? There are two reasons. اوكي انا حطيت 4 فمثلين بس صح. fear of death الخوف من الموت. is it الثراء الفاحش, a fast-paced society مجتمع سريع النسق, technological advancement التقدم التكنولوجي, and fear of death. فمثلين two reasons بس. شوفوا ها 1 2 كلمتين هذه كلمتين هذا اللي بيجاوب عليهم بس. I will mention know this in the introduction. Know this. I will give no explanation. Explanation في البادي بعدين. باي اوكي احسنتم very good. هذه من علامات الساعه الكبرى والله كلهم جاوبوا صح. زين. So I have 17 who opted for a fast-paced society. Well, these are two reasons اللي هم cogent reason مناسبين جدا. A fast-paced society مجتمع سريع النسق. This is why everybody expects things to happen very quickly. And because of technological advancements, okay, so because of the use of social media, because of the use of the phone, of emails, whatever, okay, you can purchase things online, you can purchase something from the US بيجيك بعد 3 أيام. هذا that wasn't possible without technological advancement. Okay, good. هذا تقدر two very simple reasons guys, simple تقدر أي واحد يكتب فيهم ما تختار لي شيء صعب. If you think this is a negative trend لأنه سألك قال لك do you think this is a positive or negative development؟ في خيارين أقول negative and I need to list two reasons. شو هم الريزنز؟ إذا قلت negative only two في اثنين بس صح. decrease in patience which is a virtue اللي هو الصبر واللي هو الله سبحانه وتعالى وبشر الصابرين virtue يعني فضيلة. اوكي. الثاني addiction to social media اللي هو الادمان على السوشيال ميديا. هل له دخل؟ ما ادري. the spread of diseases انتشار الامراض هل له دخل؟ a drop in overall quality الكواليتي بتقل لانك انت you expect things to be quick. يعني واحد يقول لك اوكي I would like you مثلا to fix مثلا the bathroom وتقول له I'd like you to fix it in one day. زين والزلمه ما بيقدر. شو اللي بيصير؟ باي very good excellent. رغم انه في ثلاث هذا ما عندهم حتى دخل. addiction to social media it has nothing to do with this. الادمان ما عنده دخل. لو قلت social media بس ممكن. باي اوكي. ونمبر 3 شو دخل انتشار الامراض في الموضوع؟ Okay, decrease in patience. This is not good because الإنسان we never learn how to be patient. Okay, and I can write about this. And خاصة المسلمين يقدروا يكتبوا على هذا. زين. A drop in overall quality. الكواليتي بتقل طبعا. If you expect things to be or to happen quickly. Okay. الحين ممكن تاخذ the opposite idea. قول no, this is a positive development. أنا ما بعرف إذا شو بتختار على كيفك. If you think this is a positive trend, what two reasons should you pick out? مثلا high levels of stress, heightened efficiency فعالية كبيرة جدا, and an improvement in quality الquality تتحسن, and adaptability with the evolving society إنك إيش تندمج في المجتمع السريع هذا. There are only two reasons which are good. The others are wrong. Well, there is one thing, guys. Examiners do not care about what you choose. The most important thing for them is that you pick out two reasons and you develop them. رأيه ولا يهمك ولا يهمه في رأيك أصلا. the most important thing is that you know how to write, how you can develop a paragraph. واللي راح تختارهم في الانترودكشن هم اللي راح تعملهم في الباراجراف مالك. So this is why you should know that the introduction is closely related to the body. If the introduction is not successful, the body will not be successful. اللي هم اصلا heightened efficiency صح. If you expect things to الناس تولي تسرع بسرعه وتحاول تسرع العمل. Okay, and this is why here, for example, you have what you call quality assurance service اللي هم الناس اللي اذا تاخروا عليك راح تكلمهم بالتليفون ويقول لك قول لنا ليش هذا هاي تحسن الافشنسي. هذا adaptability انك ايش تندمج في المجتمع بتاعك وتقدر تسير الوضع. اختار اللي بيناسبك. If you think they are negative هالحين المفروض we go to Padlet write your introduction. الحين شو بدك تعملها؟ You are going to write your introduction. اكتبها عندك في البيت وابعثها. انا بقول لك كيف تبعثها. انا كتبت هذه زين. شوف سهله جدا فيها 52 كلمه بالضبط او 57 ما اتذكر. But this is the paraphrase of the statement. In today's world, an increasing number of individuals anticipate immediate fulfillment of their desires. Now whatever they want, they expect things to happen immediately. But هذه paraphrase. انا حطيتها هون باللون كاتب paraphrase of the statement عشان تعرف شو الفقره كان فيها. I have two questions. Now this is number one. This is likely the case. يعني هذا الشيء قاعد يصير because of the ongoing technological advancement. هذه واحدة we are witnessing and the rapidly evolving society in which we live. هذا الثاني. شوف هونيك I answered the question and I included two reasons that I will further develop in the body paragraphs. بعدين حطيت رأي واضح جدا. Personally I consider this a negative trend. طب ليش يا عبقرينو؟ as تعني because it results in a decrease in patience. الناس تفقد صبرها which is not good and a drop in the overall quality والquality تقل. هذه my opinion. أنا واضحين هونيك. I have two questions. This is number one and the second question is my opinion. I put it here. If you write something like this you will be in the C2 level, C2 level, C3 level. إذا كان تكتب لي nowadays people have different opinion و some people اكتب زي ما بدك راح تاخذ A1 ولا A2 مو أكثر من هيك. This is the way you should develop the introduction. خذ سكرين شوت على هذه وهذا ممكن يجيكم في الامتحان والله لأنه هو موضوع من الأمثال. أوكي ما أقول لك نقله ما أقول لك يعني بصراحة copy it يعني verbatim don't do this. لا نقول لك أنت try to learn how to write the introduction. One, paraphrase. Number two, answer the questions. If you answer the question why, you have to include some reasons. Include them briefly because of. شوف كم كلمة حطيت. نقدر نشيل ongoing. Okay. أقول because of technological advancements بس and the rapidly evolving society. Number two. بس. شوفوا هذوما very brief. They are very general. They are not specific. Now شوف كيف أفصل البادي متاعي بعدين. So because I have this, كل شيء واضح, I will write only one paragraph indicating two reasons why this is happening. إذا هذه الفقرة الأولى تكون. والsecond body paragraph, I will write about my opinion and I will. It is a negative one. It is a negative trend. Why? I need to give two reasons. أول شيء decrease in patience. I will show that. For example, if you're not patient, well, احنا قلنا. Even in Islam, وبشر الصابرين. الله سبحانه وتعالى يقول هيك. Okay, so you have to be patient, you have to show understanding, you have هذا كله تحطه. وبعدين and the drop in quality. If معروفة haste is waste. السرعة خسارة. Now, if you want things to happen quickly, you will not get a good quality. بس أتشرحهم بعدين. That's it. هذا بعدين أرويه لكم لما نشتغل body. How we can paragraph. هم 3 جمل. 1, 2, 3. بس for each paragraph يعني هذه بتكون 6 sentences هذه 6 sentences وبعدين تعمل conclusion خلاص بتكون موضوعك واضح. بس شوف موضوع واضح من وين؟ من introduction. Examiner knows what I'm going to talk about. ما يحتاج يقول له I am going to. It is here. Everything is here. Okay. Why is this? Well, this is because of this and this. بعدين راح يقول لي explaining the body راح أعمل explanation. This one, what is your opinion? Well, this is negative. Why? Because of this, Okay, explaining the body. شايفين? Now this way, your essay will be, يعني in all the paragraphs. وش اسمهم واحد, they will make up what you call one unit. Unit هذا كله بيكون الessay. لكن everything should be related to each other. كل فقرة مرتبطة بالثانية. مو الانترودكشن معلقة وحدها والبادي وحده والconclusion وحدها. No. أنت you should go from the introduction to the body to the conclusion كله مع بعضهم نفس الرأي ما تغير رأيك أبدا. Okay, and this is what you call NSA. This is what you call overall progression. يعني you progress slowly. شو يعني from the general من العام to the specific اللي يكون في البody paragraph بعدين you wrap up with the conclusion عيد you تعطي رأيك مرة ثانية. That's it. This is all that you need to do, guys. Okay, it's very easy, very simple. Do not be daunted by اللي هم تقول أنا I cannot write in English. I have shown you how to write simple, compound, complex. شوف الجمل. An increasing number of individuals anticipating. This is what you call simple sentence. But this is likely the case because of the ongoing blah blah blah. This is complex. I consider this negative trend as this is complex. Two complex sentences, one simple. This is perfect. The complex أكثر بالsimple. Okay. Words, good collocation, technological advancement. Okay. We witness something rapidly evolving. Immediate fulfillment كلها good collocations. Collocations يعني كلام يركب على بعض. Okay, now this will be in the C1 C2 level. If you can produce something like this, you can do it, guys. You can do it. It's not difficult, but do not learn something, you memorize it and then you throw it up on the exam. والله ما راح تاخذ شيء حتى لو تعمل أغلاط هوني. So it's okay, no problem. Now what I would like you to do, guys, this is a simple introduction. Do not copy it verbatim. What you need to do, you need to write your own introduction. I have given you some phrases how you can paraphrase the statement. You can answer the questions. You should take a stand. Well, you think it's positive, well, you need to mention two positive things. If you think that expecting things to happen quickly, well, this is something negative, you have to show your stand here in the introduction, and then you go about in the body. You write one paragraph. This is about this one, and the second one is about my opinion, and then I will tell you how you can wrap up your ideas in the conclusion. هيك بتكون عملت essay ممتازة جدا، راح تاخذ علامة ممتازة جدا، ما راح تكون أبدا في الأي 2. ليش؟ لأنك أنت you attempted to answer the question. هوني people who write اللي بياخذ مش scaffold. ترى في فرق scaffold لا scaffold هذا بيساعدك. اوكي بس لحظه واحده عشان الكذب على الناس حرام. كذب على الناس حرام. لحظه واحده بس راح ارويكم انه اللي قال لي الاستاذ توفيق يعطينا هذا كاذب. هلا بعطيكم المودل اوكي وبدخل على الباراجرافز اللي هو كتبهم وراح تشوفوا انه الكلام هذا غلط. ما قالوا الاستاذ ابدا. ما بعرف شو اصلا المثال والله ما بعرف كيف اروح للسايت. yes this one okay. هلا I will go to the site بس برويكم لأنكم تقولوا في شيء كاذب. This is not good. I will go to the writing section. Now this is the writing section. الكتابة. باي. مواضيع الامتحان. Okay. هذا الموضوع الأول اللي هو if you have the chance to work in another country, which country would you choose and why؟ هذا الموضوع. هذا الأستاذ توفيق عامل brainstorming بالعربي عشان تفهمونه، عامل نفس الشيء brainstorming بالإنجليزي. نشوفوا المقدمة اللي قلته الأستاذ توفيق قال فضلوا working in another country is something many people dream about. This is a very general statement and it is about the topic. Now it's a chance to experience a different culture. شايفين قاعد يجاوب why. It's a chance to experience a different culture, meet new people. This is the second reason, and learn new things. He gave 3 reasons. Now, جاوب على السؤال. If I had the chance, I would choose to work in Japan. ليش يا توفيق? The culture there has always fascinated me. الثانية, and I think it will be an amazing opportunity. شايفين الكذب متاعكم؟ اللي تقول يعطينا واحد ما أعطاكم كلام. هلا in the body راح تشوفوا إنه واضح جدا. أوكي؟ هذه الفيرست ريزن اللي ذكرها وراح يعمل الثانية والثالثة وهذه الرابعة وهذه كونكلوجن. اوكي this is what he did. ما تتفلسف علي وتقول لي لا بيعطينا قوالب. ما أعطاك. Because we belong. احنا we studied together. We belong to the same camp and we teach يعني the same thing. Almost the same thing. Okay. So this is a very successful introduction. ممتازة جدا. So everything is there. ما تتفلسفوا علي. اعطانا. تفضل وين اعطاك؟ اعطيني الدليل. امبارح بنيه بعثت لي قالت لي شو الفرق؟ قلت لها الفرق بين هذه sentence starters، هذوما ايش؟ اللي هم تكتب بيهم بدايات الجمل، هذه بتساعدك، لكن ما هياش قالب موجود تحطه لي في اي فقره، لا. هذه الثانيه تفضلوا، اللي ما عنده برهان كذاب. هذه الثانيه. الموضوع الثاني which subject you like the most in your last school year, what made you pick that particular subject؟ اللي اشتغلنا عليه اليوم. اتفضلوا. In my last year of school the subject I used to like the most was English. ليش يا توفيق؟ I have always been a fan of reading and writing, and English class gave me the opportunity to do both of those things. ممتاز. I also enjoyed learning about different literary genres and analyzing literary works. شايفين؟ كله إجابة على السؤال. This is very clear. هلا راح يفسر لك. One of the things I liked was the freedom to express myself creatively. الثانية another reason، وأعطانا بعدين overall، وأعطانا I believe رأيه. واضح جدا. ما تتفلسفوا. ما أدري من وين جيبوا الكلام هذا. واحنا قلنا هيك. ما أقول هيك أبدا. Why is it that people are more patient than others when it comes to reaching their goals? Okay, now this is another topic. The same thing. If you read this, patience is a virtue. سبحان الله. والله إني ما قريتها هذه. As the saying goes on. But what does it really mean to be patient? And why is it? شايفين هوني يطرح الأسئلة. Okay. Seem to have more patience than others when it comes to their job. Okay, ما قال لك in this essay I will write about. No, there is nothing like this. ما أدري من وين جيبوا في الكلام. فأرجعوا للكتابة، أرجعوا للمحاضرات المسجلة. أوكي، راح تشوفوا الكلام هذا بتاعكم باطل. يعني ما أدري إلقاء التهم على الناس. It's something very easy, but this is not the truth. This is not how things are. Okay, so if you want to write a very successful essay, you have to do what we are preaching you to do, guys. Okay, introduction, paraphrase, answer the questions. This is what you need to do. 2 things only. Okay, and you answer them briefly. Do not get into details. Now you will get into details when you get to the body of your paragraph. You will have to highlight the details. You have to provide some explanation. You have to provide some examples. That's what you need to do in the body. Body is more details, تفاصيل هذه تكون في الانترودكشن جامعة، بتكون يعني very general in the introduction. في البادي I will get to the specific اللي هو الخاص. I will highlight, I will give examples, I will explain, I will do whatever it takes so that the examiner can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, now this is what you need to do. إذا كان فهمت هذا الشيء يعني اعرف نفسك انك ايش. أبى أعرف انه الشيء الثاني سهل تاخذ واحد، بس ما راح يجيب لك علامات. يعني why should you go for something that will not get you marks؟ بصراحة you are wasting your time. Okay, try to learn. اخطأ في الأول عادي، أعمل خطأ، الناس كلها بتخطأ. We learn from the mistakes that we make. This is how we learn from our mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. Okay, and there is nothing impossible. ما في شيء impossible. يعني at first ممكن تخطأ. أما راح تكتب لي فقرة أحصل فيها I am going to talk about، والله ما راح أقرأها. هذا والله. اوكي، لاني ما درستك هيك. انا بحاسبك على الشيء اللي درسته لك طبقوا بالغلط وانا بصلح لك، اقف معك، اساعدك. اوكي، لكن تكتب لي شيء من برا انا ما راح اقراه. واضح الكلام؟
واضح، بس أستاذ لو غلطنا لا تعصب علينا.
انا شو قلت؟ انا ترى يعني اطيب مني ما فيك على فكره. وانا اصلا كثير حتى الطلاب من الدوره والله بيكلموني يقول استاذ ليش تحرق في اعصابك انت؟ يا اخي تعلموا ولا عنهم ما تعلموا. انا ماني بالطريقه هذه. انا I am here to provide you with a service، يعني بعطيكم خدمه. واضح؟ ولا ابتغي منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. اوكي، ابتغي منك دعوه خير. قول الله يرحم والديه والله ما قصر معنا. انا اصلا الساعه هذه شوف هلا 11:15، انا على حساب وقتي، على حساب عيالي، على حساب كل شيء والله. لكن عندي شيء اسمى لاني بحتسب دائما الاجر على الله سبحانه وتعالى. نقول هذا عباره على ابنائك، حاول تساعدهم. اقدر اساعدهم. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول انفعكم للناس خيركم للناس. انفعكم للناس خيركم للناس. بحاول بنصحك، بحاول اساعدك. اكتب غلط انا بساعدك. اما والله جيت تكتب لي شيء انت حافظه انا ما راح اشوف، لاني انا اصلا بتوتر. نقول يا سبحان الله انا ساعتين وانا عشان ادرسهم حاجه. بس شو درستكم اليوم؟ اوكي، الانترودكشن شو بها؟ بارافريز وانسرنج ذا كويشن. هذا اللي درسته لكم. اوكي، اذا انت في ساعتين هذوما واقسم بالله العظيم الدرس، اقسم بالله العظيم اني من الساعة ممكن ساعة 2 والله لغاية الساعة 9 إلا 5 حتى ركضت عشان أصلي وصليت في البيت. أوكي بس عشان أحضر الدرس. زين why am I doing this؟ أقدر أشيل لك ورقة وبقدر أتفلسف عليك وخلصنا. I don't like to do this. أبغاك تفهم، مشي معك خطوة 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 خطوة. أوكي تفهم. حتى في قرارة نفسك ما في داعي تقولها لي والله، لكن في قرارة نفسك بتقول الله يرحم والديك، ما قصر معنا الأستاذ، لكن أعمل اللي بقول لك عليه، ما تيجي تتفلسف علي. شفت في اليوتيوب، روح اليوتيوب، ما في داعي تيجي لهون، روح اليوتيوب وسوي زي ما قال لك يوتيوب سوي. اليوتيوب ترى يجمع الصالح يجمع الطالح يجمع مين قال لك إن اليوتيوب صح؟ Who told you this؟ No، في أشياء نقولوها، روح دور أنت، ادخل على الآيلتس، ادخل على شو اسمه هو الويب سايت اللي عندي، ادخل على الويب سايت مال الاستاذ توفيق، ما راح تحصل قوالب. اذا الاستاذ توفيق حطك مثلا سنتنس ستارترز، كيف تبدا جمله، كيف تبدا واحد، هذه الاشياء لانك انت راح تكتب من عندك. انا لما اقول لك ابدا الجمله مثلا it is generally assumed that، اوكي تكتبها انت it is generally assumed that، اوكي this is passive ممتازه جدا، راح تعمل لك علامه كويسه. لكن الباقي من عندك. انا خذيت هذه it is، وانا اعطيتكم والله انا لحظه بس برويكم وبعيد ابعثها مره ثانيه، برويكم شو الفرق بين القوالب وبين السنتنس ستارترز اللي انتم ما حابين تفهموهم. هلا انا بعطيكم هذا وببعثه الليله، برد ابعثه مره اخرى لانه ممكن ما في طلاب جدد. خليني اشوف الامسات هذا وبعدين what should I go? Okay, so it is about خليني اشوف الفولدر هذا وبرويكم انا شو بعمل عشان تفهم انت انه في فرق كبير بين الاشياء اللي تعمل فيها غلط تحفظي في القوالب وتحطي في امهم، ما ينفع. انا برويكم كيف نعمل بالضبط الامسات. Wait guys, I don't remember. I have many folders on my PC. Just give me a sec guys. Okay, okay, there we go. Okay, I will show you what I have provided you with. Now, this is an essay, and this is sentence forms. Where is it? Grammar explanation. Materials may be here. After saying, okay, homework is yeah, useful expressions. Now look, I will show you this guys. Okay, شو اللي بنعمل احنا؟ هلا I will share the document with you and you will see what we are doing. Okay, now for example انا بقول لك مثلا عندك agree or disagree. زين؟ نقول لك expressions to use when paraphrasing the statement. انت عندك claim مثلا، هلا بشرح لك شو يعني claim، ادعاء، اي شيء بتقوله ادعاء. بقول many believe that. Okay, it is widely held that. It is a commonly held belief that. Now it is a commonly asserted that. A prevalent view is that. هذول تبدا بيهم الباراجراف لما واحد يتكلم، هذا عادي، هذا مش قالب. زين، expressions of agreement لما تبغى توافق تقول I wholeheartedly concur with the viewpoint put forward in the statement because لازم تعطي reasons. Okay, I am in complete accord with the perspective that has been shared since. تعطي reasons. هذا اللي بعطيك، انا بعطيك sentence starters، هذا تبدا بيهم الجمل بتاعك، لكن تكتب من عندك، مش يحط لك فراغات وتعبيهم، لا تكتب من عندك، هذا يساعدوك، اسمهم sentence starters بس. expression of disagreement, how do you disagree؟ بعد transitional phrase used for listing your reasons. مثلا عندك reasons تقول firstly, secondly, on the one one of the advantages of, or another advantage is that to begin with, furthermore, to start off, pursuing this further, first and foremost, equally important. I think expressing your opinion, take the column of the opinion that personally I feel that, my view is that, I tend to think that. هذا اللي بعطيهم لك، انا ما بعطيك قالب تحفظه لي. هذا من اللي اعطيكم الاستاذ توفيق سماه sentence starters. انت ايش تبدا بيهم جملتك خلاص، لكن جمله من عندك انت، هذا ما بيلومك عليه حد، لا examiner ولا بطيخ. Okay, but do you have any questions?
Yes, بداية.
Yes, come again, I cannot hear you. ما اسمعك.
بدي أشوف ألو، بدي أشوف الإكسبريشن أوف أجريمنت اللي فوق، شو مكان مكتوب؟ ما انتبهت.
انا قلت راح ابعثهم هذول expressions of
أيوة
agreement. اوكي تقدر تقول I am in complete accord with the perspective that has been shared since. هذا لما يعطيك
حلوة
essay يقول لك do you agree or disagree with. اوكي اذا اخترت انت الاجريمنت تختار one of these expressions. اوكي تقدر تقولي I agree with وخلصنا. اوكي now if you want to get a higher score okay use this. هذا ما بتحصلهم ابدا. اوكي يعني هذول جدد اصلا، ولما تكتبهم واحد راح يكتب هذه، واحد راح يكتب هذه، واحد راح يكتب they are different they are not the same. مو لسه كامله مثلا يكتب لك قالب واحد تشوفه في اليوم 100 مره. واهم شيء انك انت ايش لما تعمل because تحط الريزنز من عندك، هذا اهم شيء. اوكي ناو نفس الشيء هونيك الاوبينيون نفس الشيء. اوكي سو هذول سنتنس ستارترز يساعدوك من انك تبدا الجمل. اوكي لكن مش قالب تحفظ فيه السي، كل السي وعنده شكل ما ينفع يعني ما ينفع. باي وعندنا مثلا كاتب السي، بس البنيه اللي سالتني ليش انا لما اجاوب لحظه شوي برويك الحين الايفيز كولر كودد السي، انا طرشت هذه وبعطيها لكم مره ثانيه. شوف هذه السي مثلا. اوكي هذه مثلا السي كامل ارويكم شو يعني الاوفرول بروجريشن. Now this is the prompt. هذا السؤال سالني هوني قال لي what are the advantages and disadvantages of e-cars اللي هم السيارات الالكترونيه and would you consider owning an e-car why or why not. شوف الانترودكشن. undoubtedly green cars are gaining popularity. شوف الستيتمنت هذه e-cars are becoming more and more popular. شو انا بعمل؟ I paraphrase the statement. Green cars are gaining popularity and they are expected to shape the future of transportation اللي هي and they seem to be the future of the automotive industry. هذه paraphrase بالضبط. بعدين questions. شوف ها these battery powered cars are eco-friendly and cost less to refuel. شايفين هذا من advantages. اوكي however لكن لانه قال لي disadvantage الاثنين لازم اذكرهم. however the trade-off is that they cost more to purchase, they are very expensive and they take longer to recharge. اعطيت two reasons ليش disadvantages. رايك قال لك would you consider رايك personally I would strongly consider buying an electric vehicle for these reasons, for these very reasons الاسباب اللي ذكرتهم. الحين اللي حطيتهم راح اكتبهم نفسهم. شوفوا هونيك there are many factors that place EVs at an advantage. الأول they are renowned for their exceptional eco-friendliness. تفضل هوني the battery powered cars are eco-friendly. شايفين؟ هالحين راح أشرح شو يعني eco-friendly and cost less. راح تحصل الثانية furthermore electric cars have lower refueling costs compared to their conventional counterparts. الثاني هذا شايفين كيف؟ البنية قالت أنا كيف أجاوب على الانترودكشن وبعدين أجاوب. This is what you need to do. You need to include more details. You need to highlight your ideas. شفتوا هذه الفقرة هذه مو معلقة في الهواء، هذه مربوطة بالانترودكشن لأنه هون ذكرت أسباب عامة جدا هونيك فصلتهم بالتفصيل. وبعدين نفس الشيء my opinion. However the trade-off هذا السلبيات هذه على الإيجابيات. On the one hand الحين السلبيات on the other hand أول واحدة شو هي؟ هذه they cost more to purchase. راح تحصل هذه أول واحدة the drawbacks. Now, okay. Now, although potential buyers can enjoy long-term savings, electric. Okay. هذه الأولى. On the one of the drawbacks of purchasing a battery-powered car is its high cost. هذه موجودة في الانترودكشن اللي هي أول واحدة. The trade-off is they cost more to purchase. شرحتها بالتفصيل وعطيت عليها أمثلة لحظة شوي. الثانية another downside to consider is the extended charging time required for these cars. انهم ياخذوا وقت عشان يعملوا ريتشارج. شوف الثانيه وين في الانترودكشن. هذه الثانيه they cost more to purchase and take longer to recharge. I will explain this. Okay, I will explain them in this paragraph. الحين خلصنا. راح اعمل conclusion. I will sum up my ideas. يعني اعمل summary ideas. Like any other technological development, electric vehicles come with their own set of pros and cons. عندهم إيجابيات سلبيات. However, because of their eco-friendly nature, شايفين بحط نفس الريزنز بس بطريقة ثانية and long-term cost saving شو اللي يصير I would buy an EV when the opportunity arises. هذا من السلبيات. قلنا I am optimistic أنا متفائل that the price of these cars will decrease. هذا من نيجاتيف واحد. حطيت البوزيتيف وحطيت النيجاتيف في الانترودكشن بطريقة ذكية جدا. مش لأنك كتبتهم لا لأنك بتفكر. لما تكتب فكر بعدين اكتب. يعني الرايتنج is a reflection of that. لو تكتب السي زي هذه ما راح تاخذ اقل من C1 ابدا. لكن شوف انه ايش introduction is closely related to the body، وهذا نفس الشيء، وبعدين كله it is related to the conclusion. راح تحصل نفس الراي اللي حطيته بالintroduction بعد ما فسرت، قلت هذا الراي هو الصائب وفسرته واحد. This is what you call an essay. هذه تسميها essay. اوكي، لكن ما عدا ذلك ما تتسمى essay، تسمى خرابيط. باي اوكي. الرجال ما ادري، قال لي استاذ يس
مستر توبك سنتنس في البادي 1 كيف
يس.
نختارها بعناية يعني طريقة صح؟
انا زي ما قلت لك احنا اليوم قرانا اليوم درسنا كان على الانترودكشن، بعدين هذا التوبك سنتنس هذوما راح نشوفهم بعدين. انا هوني مثلا عندي انا حطيت لهم اشارات، قلت these battery powered cars are eco friendly، راح اكتب توبك سنتنس على هذه. مثلا نقول one of the advantages of using electric cars is their eco friendliness. اوكي، هذه توبك سنتنس عامه جدا. بعدين I will explain شو يعني eco friendly. يعني they do not harm the environment. زين، شو يعني if they do not harm the environment شو اسمه الهيلث اوكي of people will be يعني شو اسمه هي الهيلث of people it will improve. Now this will improve the health of many people and you can prevent many diseases وتشيل امراض كثيره. اوكي، هذول كلهم بعدهم نتعلموهم how to write a topic sentence, how to add اللي هم explanatory details, how to give an example. هذا كله راح تشوفوهم في الباراجراف رايتنج لما نعمل باراجراف. But not today introduction. But what I would like you to do, I would like you to write an introduction for the topic that I have already assigned to you guys. اللي هو many people well more and more people expect things to happen instantly nowadays. Okay, why is this happening and do you think this is a positive or negative development. اللي اشتغلنا عليه اليوم تكتب introduction وتبعثها يا اما على التليجرام عادي، انا باخذها والا ابعثها على التليجرام سهله جدا. اكتب موجود انا على التليجرام، ابعث لي وحط لي اتاتشمنت، اكتبها وورد دوكيومنت زي هيك بالضبط عشان اقدر اصلح فيها يعني، والا اكتبها حطها على الكوبي اند بيست اون تليجرام. انا بعمل لها كوبي بحطها على وورد دوكيومنت وبعدين برجع. Is this clear؟
يعني مستر يعني مثلا اقدر ابدا التوبك سنتنس بالادفانتج الاولى مثلا مثل هذه اللي قلت عليها
على حسب
this
ما
battery
حطيتهم، على حسب ما حطيتهم في الانترودكشن. زي ما حطيت في الانترودكشن، لان الانترودكشن هي انا قلت لك اسمها رود ماب، هي خارطه الطريق. اذا انت الانترودكشن انا شو حطيت على الاول؟ لما قال لي what are the advantages انا جاوبت هم الادفانتجز. these battery powered cars are eco friendly، هذا واحد، and cost less to refuel. الثاني انا حطيتهم هيك. لما تيجي تكتب الفقره متاعك لازم تكتب اول شيء هذه eco friendly. شوف هي نفس الجمله، هذه topic sentence. they are renowned, they are famous for their exceptional eco friendliness. هذه topic sentence very general. بعدين راح اعمل explanation. I will explain. شو قلت؟ plug-in cars in contrast to diesel powered cars release insignificant يعني قليل جدا greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. accordingly لأجل ذلك as a result كنتيجة لذلك this greener alternative contributes to improved air quality which will foster a healthy environment. ها شرحتهم ها. This is what you need to do.
يعني اللي في الاصفر هذا استاذ there are many factors that plays هذا شو
هذه topic sentence للفقرة كاملة، للفقرة كاملة. اقراها كويس.
ولكن
there are many factors عوامل خليني بشرح لك. there are many factors that place EVs at an advantage. هذا في عوامل كثيرة تخلي الإيفيز هذا يعني عندهم فوائد. شو هم الفوائد؟ واحد for one، وهذه الثانية furthermore. اوكي، اول شيء تكتب سنتنس عامة جدا بعدين تفصلهم، هذه تتسمى major detail. انت لو تشوف الالوان راح اجابتك موجودة. شوف اللون هذا، شو هذه؟ topic sentence. شو اللي هذه major detail. هلا ما بقدر اشرح لك انا الفرق بين topic sentence و major detail الا لما نقرا الباراجراف structure. التوبيك sentence عامه جدا، الميجر detail it explains the topic sentence، والminor details they explain the major details. هذا لازم ندرسهم وحدهم عشان تفهم. اوكي، انا موجودين هذا تحب اعيد اطرشهم مره اخرى بعيدهم بالالوان وبعدين اشرحهم لك خطوه خطوه. يلا guys have a good night. and see you the day after tomorrow, inshallah. Bye bye.
Have a good night. Same to you.
Bye bye. You're welcome.